Welcome back to BK Nothing But Nets podcast. Joined by my co-host Dylan. Pete from Nets Press is recording right now. He's going to join us in a little bit whenever he's done with that. We're going to get started a little early. Not breaking news, but interesting news. I know that Dylan likes a lot. I kind of have mixed thoughts on it, so I want to get into it. Dylan, introduce yourself and tell them what we know so far about Jaden Ivey's situation in Detroit.
Yeah, so reports came out last night stating that Jaden Ivey is a player that's been coming up in some trade talks, specifically somewhere around the deadline. Detroit's looking to make an improvement to the roster at some point, and rightfully so. They do have a superstar in Cade Cunningham. They also have Ron Holland, who is looking more and more like a potential third option caliber player. So I think they have a lot of good going for them right now. But Jaden Ivey's name has been mentioned. I had heard previous interest in Jaden Ivey on the Nets side of things during the trade deadline last year. So this is something that definitely makes sense, especially with Cam Thomas's situation, contract-wise being a bit of an issue. So it'll be interesting to see how this turns out. But I would absolutely love to see a guy like Jaden Ivey in Brooklyn. 1-year deal, $10.1 million left on the deal. You know, you don't have to pay him this offseason, but you can kind of see what he does with this young group. And I also just think he's an overall better fit for what Brooklyn's trying to do. Similar in position size as Cam Thomas, but a bit more athletic, defensively, ready to be, an NBA starter. So I'd be interested in seeing Ivey in Brooklyn for sure.
All right, so there's a lot to unpack there. Let's Jaden Ivey is a better fit.
Yeah.
Jaden Ivey is a better athlete. He can run the floor better. He can do a lot of things better. He can also create his own shot for sure. What makes Jaden Ivey are we talking on the floor? Is he a better fit? Was it off the court? He's a better fit. How exactly?
I think both. I just think that he meshes well better with the rookies that we currently have, and I also think that he's a guy that's more of a team player than Cam Thomas is. We've seen the upbringing of Cam Thomas, the attitude that he's had throughout his entire tenure here, whether that be not getting minutes, not winning. He's constantly – there's always been a constant question mark around Cam Thomas and his attitude towards Brooklyn. You're kind of seeing it now this year, especially with the lack of wanting to sign a contract, overvaluing himself a bit. So it'll be interesting to see how that all turns out. I'm kind of at the point where I don't care if he's back or not. Just get something for him if you're going to move on from him. So it'll be interesting to see how that all turns out. But overall, it would be nice to have him back. Just we're 21 days into free agency now, and there hasn't been a single sign that he's coming back. I'm not too thrilled with that.
Yeah, there really has. Let's get into that for a little bit first, and we'll get back to Ivey. You said that it's just interesting because it's so clearly true. There hasn't been a single sign that he'll be back. There's been plenty that he's unhappy here.
Yeah.
There was that whole exchange that we got into with Connor Long, but there's not been anything at all to suggest he's either close. Well, they offered him a qualifying offer, but there's nothing here to suggest that he's going to be back. And we're weeks into free agency now. What do you make of all that? And I've mentioned this before. Is Cam Thomas's days in Brooklyn extremely numbered? And I mean, he'll be gone by October, numbered.
I could see it. I mean, you're at the point where you're in a market that can't afford you, doesn't want you, and you still feel that you can dictate your own value. That's not something positive. That is just a player being greedy, wanting to get what he thinks he deserves when realistically he hasn't earned a thing, right? He just became a starter this year. He's played 22 games this past season. He didn't show any signs of healthiness. He didn't show any signs of an all-star. 23 points per game isn't an all-star. I hate to break it to you, especially when you're doing it on.
It's not 2008 anymore. 23 points a game doesn't put you in the all-star.
Oh, we got Leaf with a bunch of exclamation points asking to join. Should I throw the link in? We got to get Leaf on, right?
Yeah, it's Leaf. I'm going to take it. Put it up. Let's let Leaf. I don't want a packed house just yet, but bring Leaf on, and I'm gonna remove the link. Yeah.
But yeah, so I just overall I think if you're really looking at what's best for Brooklyn long term, I understand that I'm in a minority for this, at least a silent minority, because a lot of people do agree with it, just won't say it. But Cam Thomas isn't a fit. The guy just is not meant to be a winning basketball player on this specific organization. Is there a team that may be able to develop him a bit more? maybe, but it's not going to happen in Brooklyn. They don't value him like fans do. They never have. They never will. He hasn't proven to be a player that they can value long term. So to me, if he's not willing to come back here on a 2-3 year deal, that's around 15 to 20 million a year, then just move on. It's time.
Yeah, to me, if I'm Cam Thomas, I want to take a 1-year deal. I want to average 28 points a game, and I want to play myself into a bigger contract next year elsewhere. Right? That's what I would do. So give me 1 year, 15 million. I'll swallow my pride and take it, and then next year I'm going to sign the 4-year, $100 million contract. Right? Like that's what I would do if I were Cam Thomas.
See, but that's the thing. I wouldn't even give him that option because he's not coming back in unrestricted free agency. There's just no point of it. If he's signing the qualifying offer or he's coming back in a 1-year deal, sign and trade. Go get.
I've been saying this for weeks now. Don't even just go spend the money elsewhere. Just go try to throw out Kuminga. Like if you guys don't want to bring him back, and I'm not suggesting that I like that idea. I'm just living in reality, right? Yeah. It's like if you want to ask the head cheerleader to prom, be prepared that you might have to find another date. The Nets may have to find another date because this with Cam Thomas isn't working out. Leaf is here. What up, Leaf? What are your thoughts?
Good afternoon, gentlemen. My thoughts on this is exactly as you two gentlemen here. I mean, I really don't care what happens with this situation, man. Like, if we're gonna move on with Cam Thomas, then let's do it. If we not, then go on with somebody else, like you said, Gary. I don't know what Kuminga's temperature is. Listen, I was told that we weren't going for Kuminga. I didn't hear nothing about Quentin Grimes. I didn't hear nothing about Josh Giddey because I'm pretty sure that Chicago and Philly, they are a little hesitant to give those guys contracts too. Because I mean, Giddey, I thought should have been a no-brainer because I thought he was an instant help for Kobe White and Bazalis, who I think is about to be one of the top players in the league sooner than later. So I don't know, man. Like I'm ready for whatever, man. Dylan, I don't really have no real head honcho in the race, man. I'm ready for whatever. But everything that you said, I can't disagree with. I mean, it's minimal games. It's yeah, you averaged 24, but so did Franz Wagner. Like, and he didn't become an all-star. So it's one of 23 players that averaged that with the percentages. They put that all up on Twitter. I'm not getting involved in Twitter nonsense anymore. But I like I said, man, if we got a second option, can we use it? If not, then sign him. Let's just get this shit over with.
Yeah.
We never really got your. Oh, go ahead, Dylan.
No, I was just agreeing with him. I think that when it comes to a rebuild and trying to do it properly, when you have players who aren't on board with doing it the way that you were trying to do it, get out. You know, you did the same thing with a contending team when you had James Harden. He didn't want to play here, so you traded him. If you can do it that easily with superstars, you can do it with guys who haven't proven themselves, especially when you're trying to land a top tier pick next year. You're trying to maintain that financial flexibility in 2027 for stars. This guy hasn't proven it. So if you don't think he's the guy and he's not going to switch up from his asking price, move on from him because you know he's going to leave you at some point, whether it's for free or whether it's on the court mentality-wise where he's not going to give you what you're supposed to get out of him. So to me, it's just get it over with if he doesn't want to be here long-term.
Well, is it – I'll get your take on this too, Lee. Is it that he doesn't want to be here long-term or is it that they don't want him here long-term, right? Like
I think it's a little bit of both. It's a bit of like you disrespected me in the beginning of my career, so I want the most out of you to show that you respect me. And it's the Nets being, you were the 27th pick. You haven't proven anything. You're not a star heading into year 5, and you weren't healthy. You can't dictate your own market when you don't have a market. So it's a bit of both sides.
I want to get Leaf in on this because I agree and I disagree with that sentiment. He's proven nothing. No, he's not proven nothing. He's proven he's a bucket getter and he can score on anybody. He has proven that. But he hasn't stayed healthy, and he hasn't been an all-star caliber player or a near all-star caliber player. He hasn't proven that, but he has proven he can score. Leaf, what are your thoughts on it? I mean, I'm not going to go as far as Dylan and say he's proven nothing, but at the same time, he's not an all-star. Is Leaf there? Leaf. All right.
No, when I say that he hasn't proven anything, I'm more so saying that he has not proven to be a solidified star in this league.
Sure.
So when I say
100%.
nothing, because realistically, the Nets are looking for that future star, right? he hasn't proven it. He hasn't shown that he can stay healthy. He hasn't shown that he has that second elite aspect to his game, which is what makes stars, right? So to me, just let's get it over with if he doesn't want to be here. It's really that simple.
Yeah, and I've been suggesting this. I don't even know what you would get for him in the trade. Like, if we can get Jaden Ivey for him in the trade market and they value Jaden Ivey, then let's get Jaden Ivey. Jaden Ivey is a good player. He'll just fill the Cam Thomas role. And, like, in some ways, he fills – who's a better basketball player? Jaden Ivey or Cam Thomas? Let's start with that.
As of right now, I would say Cam Thomas. Like, overall basketball, I would say Ivy, just because he has that defensive intensity to his game, and he still can give you 17 to 19 a game as a second option in Detroit. So if you're giving him that second option and a little bit more free reign without a true, solidified point guard, I'll say at least, because you do have a point guard in Yegor or Traore, but they haven't solidified themselves as top-tier playmakers in the league yet. So if you were to pair them with a Michael Porter Jr. and see how that turns out, I think Ivy could easily be a 19+ per game type of guy. And that's really good to have as a second, third option, right? Realistically, he could be your third, MPJ could be your second, and you're looking for that first option, right? So whether that be one of the rookies you drafted this year or it be somebody that you draft next year. So I wouldn't hate that. I still think at this point in time, if you're going to continue on with this rebuild properly, it's not worth paying Thomas what he wants, nor anywhere close to what he wants. To me, he's not worth anything more than 18 to 20 million. That's the max I would give him. Realistically, in the market that he's in, he should be happy with 16 because nobody else can offer him anything.
I want to get into this a little bit because the contract bit is interesting, and you came up with a way to make this work. Jaden Ivey is on his. They're all intents and purposes the same age, right? Jaden Ivey and Cam Thomas are only a couple of months apart in age.
Yeah.
But the big difference is Jaden's got 1 year left on that rookie deal, which is, I think he said 10.1
million. Yeah.
Okay. Is it the qualifying offer for Cam Thomas would be even less than that? But right now, you're right.
I think it's around the same, if I'm not mistaken. I think his hard cap is 12 million. Cam Thomas. I think the qualifying offer is somewhere between 8 to 10. So realistically, you could straight up swap them in a sign and trade if you really wanted to. If he's not going to sign a deal and he wants to play on the qualifying offer, you could just swap those two contracts and it would work.
That was my question. So, okay, could it be a 1-for-1 deal? Could it be Jaden Ivey for it's 10.1 million? So it went 7.9 last year, and then 8 last year, we'll call it, and then 10.1 this year. Okay, Could you just do that one-on-one swap, and then what would a contract for Jaden Ivey look like, next year if the Nets did want to extend him? And is that something
really just depends on how he plays? If he looks the same as he did in Detroit, I'd give him somewhere between like 14 to 18. Somewhere that's like of third option caliber, but not on a contending team yet. And I think that's more than fair for what he's done so far in Detroit. But say he breaks out and he looks like he could be a second, third option solidified player, then I would look at a little bit north of 19 million. Nothing too crazy, but it really just, again, depends on the markets that are available next year. Some guys can't make money because teams don't have the money. So it really just depends on the market and the teams available with cap space that'll kind of tell you what these prices will be of certain players.
I wanted to – does Ivy – I think Michael Porter Jr. works on any team.
Yeah.
I think Michael Porter Jr. is a very valuable player. I said to here when they traded for Porter, he will be here longer than Cam Thomas is. When Cam Thomas is long and gone, Porter will still be in net. Does Jaden Ivey, is this a 1 year thing, or could he potentially sign his next contract? His 4 year, $80 million, 4 year, 70, whatever it might be. Could that contract come from the Nets? Does he fit in the plans long term?
I don't know if he fits in long term. Again, if you were to get him, I think it really just depends on how the first season goes here. He's coming off of an injury that kept him out for the remainder of the season last year. So it's not like you're getting a fully guaranteed young guy who can turn out well. You have to see how he comes back from that injury. But I definitely think it's worth the risk. Would I give him a 3-4 year deal regardless? Probably not. I'd probably do like a 2 or a 3 year deal, maybe an option somewhere in between there. But overall, I don't think it's like I don't think you can solidify him being a long-term piece just yet, just off of
at 20
potential
million
rumors.
per. You're yeah, okay, but that's not a lot. Like 20 million
No.
is 4 years from now is not a lot of money.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's not, and that's the thing, right? Do you want to start locking in players for your future now, or do you want to have that maximum cap space to where, you have 2 or 3 rookies that have panned out and look like they can be true rotational pieces, true starters, potential stars? Do you want to do that and have the maximum cap space to add along those guys, or do you want to bring in guys now, lessening your chances of bringing in guys later on? I prefer to wait.
Let me tell you my thought. If we kept Ivy at 20 million or 18 million per, let's say 4 years, 75 million, he becomes a piece that you can trade. He's going to average 20 points a game on this team because look at the team, right? Yeah. He scores fairly efficiently. I mean, he's not Kyrie in his prime, but he's a pretty efficient scorer. He's a multifaceted scorer. So if I got a guy averaging 20 plus per game on 53% effective field goal percentage and 57 true shooting at 20 million per, who can play two ways, he becomes an attractive piece in a trade for a superstar. I'll give you him a bunch of picks and a couple. You know what I'm saying? Like he becomes an attractive piece in that trade for the potential star that you want. So how
I look at paying players currently is kind of how OKC does it. OKC has some of the best young players in the league, and they're locking these guys down for $3 to $5 million a year. You know what I mean? Like they're not spending insane amounts of money on guys who are extension eligible. And that's my point. When you're in the middle of a rebuild, there's no reason to spend money on players that don't deserve that specific amount of money, right? Michael Porter Jr. isn't coming back to Brooklyn if he comes back to Brooklyn when his contract expires on another $40 million deal, unless if he proves to be a superstar in his next 2 years, right? Which he's probably not. He's 27, turning 28. Likely not going to be anything more than, a couple of points per game more than what he already is. But you can't overvalue players and pay players based on what they're doing currently. You have to look at it in a long-term sense that the goal is the 2027 offseason. You want to be able to bring in a star through free agency. You want to have the cap space and the tradable contracts and the draft picks to be able to bring in a second star when that time comes as well, right? Kind of like how they did with KD and Kyrie. You were able to bring in 2 stars through free agency. That's the level of cap space they could have in 2027 if they continue to manage it properly. So that's why I'm not in the mindset of giving out long-term deals, big end money. It doesn't matter to me. The teams work around it and are able to do it. OKC is the biggest example of it. And if you can't do that, then figure something else out. Just as long as you can maintain the cap space moving forward until 2027, that's all I care about.
To me, like this doesn't really change our cap space situation moving forward because neither guy is going to be here beyond next year. So when we're talking about the 2027 cap, I don't think Ivy will be here in 2027, and I don't think Cam will be here in 2027.
I mean, I could see Ivy being here. It's just I would think that his contract aligns with that 2027 offseason. Right. So like if you want to extend him this summer for 2 years to where he matches up with MPJ's contract, then sure, that makes sense. You have him for 2 years, he expires in 2027 and you have the maximum cap space moving into it. That makes sense. But giving out 3-4 year deals to guys who A, may not deserve it, B, aren't really in the market to have one of those, it's not worth it. Like Cam Thomas, the most I would give him is a 3-year player option deal. So this way he can opt out in 2027. Same thing would go for Ivy. I'd give him a 2-year extension with an opt-out in 2027. But there's no such thing as a long-term piece on a rebuilding team outside of picks. Like whoever you draft is your long-term piece. The guys around them currently are not your long-term pieces, and that's what people are forgetting. The long-term pieces is when these guys are developed and you're building around them.
Well, when I say a long-term piece, I don't mean 8 years. I mean 2 to 3 years.
Yeah, no, like if you like I said, if you can match all the contracts up to 2027's offseason, that's all I care about. But anything beyond that is just not worth it.
It's just that, all right. So what I want on my 2027 roster is my star and all my rookies, right? That's basically all the guys I drafted in 25 and 26, and then my star. And that's my
I wouldn't even say all. I would just say you got to hope that 2 or 3 pan out in this class. You have those 2 or 3. You have your one next year, hopefully a top 3 pick. And then some young guys that you bring along the way, or that's when you start looking into free agency to fill out the rest of the roster. But that's really all I'm looking at currently.
Here's what I want to get into. And here's why I would say Jaden Ivey is more valuable than Cam Thomas. When you look at the tank, when you look at, okay, what's going to lose me more games next year? I look at this team with Cam Thomas and say, okay, that 20.5 win total is pretty close. Like, that's probably what I would expect.
Yeah,
If you swapped out Cam Thomas for Jaden Ivey, I think it goes to 30. That's how much more valuable I think Jaden Ivey is as a basketball. Not that he's better, but it's like I can win in multiple ways. I can have a functioning offense. There's a lot I can do with Jaden Ivey on my offense with Michael Porter Jr., with Yegor running the show. There's a lot that I can do. I think with Jaden Ivey, you become a lot better.
I don't know about a lot better because, again, I think a lot of people are just looking at this starting five and saying, oh, my God, if you have a starting five of Yegor, Jaden Ivey, Michael Porter Jr., Clowney, and Claxton, that could be something. Sure, it looks nice. And then you look at the depth, and it's a bunch of 19, 20,
well, I'm saying 28 to 30 wins, which is still very bad. I'm not saying they're going to be good.
I don't think Ivy changes the trajectory by 10 wins, potentially. I got this team, no matter who they add at this point in time, outside of any star caliber player, this is an 18 to 21 win roster. The depth is too young. You can't win games with youth on that bench.
I said 22 to 25. You're saying 18 to 21?
Yeah. This is going to be probably the second worst team in basketball.
All right, I'm going to go a little higher. So I'm going to say 24. That'll be the number I go with, 24, which is close to what they went.
I think the maximum that they win this year is 22.
It's going to be one of those things where the Nets win a bunch of games early on energy and a bunch of games late. And they lose everything in the middle, right?
The problem is that last year you had guys that could win a game late down the stretch, and you don't have that right now outside of Thomas.
Well, you have Michael Porter Jr. and Jaden Ivey.
More so on the depth side of things. Like, if you look at the bench minutes, you had guys coming in off the bench who were giving you quality minutes. This year, you have Keon Johnson. Everybody else is a rookie. You know what I mean? Like, it's really... It's not going to win as many games as some people want to hope and believe, even though if you're hoping and believing for that, it's strange because it's not going to get us anywhere. So, yeah, it's not going to result in wins. I can almost guarantee under 22.
But we said that last year, too.
That was before we started realizing that he wasn't going to start moving off of players and shit. I personally, the line last year was 18.5, and I had them over 22. And I said that early in the season. I want to tank, but I think that this team wins probably 22 to 24 games. They ended up winning, what, 26?
26, yeah.
Like, this year, it seems very different. The depth on this team is much worse, and you're looking at a bunch of youth. Youth doesn't win games. They lose games down the stretch because they are youth. They don't know how to win NBA games just yet. So I'm not holding hope that this team wins more than 22 games.
Well, here's my hope. Last time the Nets went 26 and 56. You know what they did the next season?
What did they do? 10 and 20?
10
and 72?
They went to the NBA Finals.
Just saying.
We're
not just saying. That is not happening.
Last time they went 26 and 56 was 2000, 2001. The next year they added Jason Kidd, went to the NBA Finals. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Yegor Demon is not Jason Kidd just but one could hope.
Okay, so would you be happy with that, or would you still be upset that they didn't tank if they were in the NBA Finals?
I mean, if you're in the NBA Finals, of course you're going to be happy, but you have a better chance of seeing Jesus Christ show up to your doorstep than you do watching the Nets in the NBA Finals this year. It's just there's not a chance in the world.
I remember when the Nets got Kidd, and I had a roommate who was from Boston, and he was psyched about the Celtics that year. And I was saying the Nets could make the playoffs. And he laughed at me and said the Nets can't make the playoffs. It's the Nets. And then they went to the NBA Finals. That was right before the season started that year. So what I'm saying is, this is not that. They did not add Jason Kidd. That didn't happen.
Yeah.
But I lost my train of thought. So, okay. Back to Ivy. If you have Ivy, and you're right, your depth pieces suck. The amount of rookies you're going to play are going to completely hamper how many games you win because you're playing a bunch of guys who can't order a beer. Think about that. Multiple guys on your team in closing time won't be able to order a beer. that doesn't help winning. They don't know how to play basketball, and it's not their fault. They haven't played that much basketball, which isn't their fault because they haven't lived that long, right? Like LeBron James has been an NBA player longer than these guys have been alive. Keep that in mind.
Yeah, no, like I said, youth doesn't win. You saw it last year with Washington. They had a very youthful lineup. They were losing games. They added guys like Chris Middleton and Marcus Smart. They won a couple of games down the stretch. Those veterans make the difference, and the Nets just don't have enough veterans on the all-around roster to be able to win games late down the stretch. We are going to get butchered in those bench minutes. It's going to be very bad.
Yeah, no, I agree. You're going to have a bunch of rookie mistakes. You're going to have poor shooting. You're going to have a bunch of things that come along with having rookies, for sure. Yeah. And no, I agree with you when people overestimate the team. If we get this guy, no, we can't. Like, if we get Kuminga, we suck. If we get Ivy, we suck. If we get Kuminga and Ivy, we still suck. But what I'm saying is Jaden Ivey is a much better winning piece than Cam Thomas. When you just look at the team, is that not obvious to you? Like
I just think Ivy's the much better fit next to Yeager and Michael Porter. I think that's not without question. If you're disagreeing with that, you're a fanboy or you're delusional. There's no in between. Like Jaden Ivey is just a better all-around basketball player and fit for what this team currently holds. So if it costs you Thomas, then it costs you Thomas, a guy who may not even want to be here. He has been vocal about wanting to get paid, but again, you've done nothing to earn what you're asking for. So if it comes to that point, get rid of him. So it doesn't hurt my feelings.
My next question is like twofold, right? You have no interest in bringing back Cam Thomas, right? Like if they do,
no, I have interest. If you want to bring him back on a 3-year deal under, $18 million a year, maximum $20 million a year, and it's a player option for that 2027 season, by all means, do it. It doesn't that I'm not opposed to that, but if you're talking bringing in a guy for long-term money for 3-4 years without an option, no, he's not worth it. Not even close.
I don't disagree. Like if I could lock him up for $20 million per, I'd give him $20 million per. My question is this though, right? Like what I'm saying is you're indifferent on bringing him back. You're indifferent on it.
I wouldn't say that I'm indifferent. I'm more so just logical. If you're going to do it the right way. Do not bend the knee to somebody who hasn't earned it. Do not go in a direction that doesn't fit the direction you're trying to go in. Don't prioritize somebody that you probably don't really prioritize. Do everything right. If he wants to play here, he'll play here for what he's worth. And what he's worth is 15 to 20 million. There's not a single team that can offer him more. So I agree. You either take the contract and you play with it, or you bet on yourself and you can either get traded or you can walk in free agency. But again, I wouldn't allow it to get to that point to where he walks in free agency. Trade him. If he doesn't want to be here long term and he wants to be greedy, go right ahead.
I don't think getting what you think you're worth is greedy. I don't want to pin him as I think he's greedy.
The problem is he's thinking he's worth something that he's not, and that is greed. You were injured and you weren't an all-star. Be an all-star and play 60+ games, and then we can talk about 30 million. But to say that you're worth something that you're not flat out is crazy. Is Cam Thomas worth $30 million?
Not currently. Not until no. I wouldn't give him $30 million because I don't think he's worth $30 million. If he averages 26 points a game, a bunch of assists.
If you give me 26, 4 and 5, or 27, 4 and 4 on 50, 39, 87 shooting splits, we can talk.
I still don't want to give him $30 million because that $30 million I can spend better on.
I agree. There's better fits long term, and there's better pieces that are overall better basketball players. One-dimensional players do not win basketball games. They just don't. The only player that has defied the odds as an undersized guard in the last 15 years? Steph Curry.
Yeah.
Kyrie's never done it as a number one option. Damian Lillard
Iverson never did it as a number one. He got close.
He dragged him to a finals at least. That'll give him credit for. AI, at least his impact was there. Like without him, they don't make a finals. But
right, and it was 1 year. Besides that, he couldn't get deep into the play. He never went back to the conference finals.
Yeah, like Damian Lillard, one of the best point guards of all time in terms of scoring. Never made a finals. Never made a Western Conference Finals.
Western Conference Finals.
Western Conference Finals. Yeah. It's not impressive. Anybody can score. It's the ones that do it efficiently with 25 plus that actually mean something. And 9 times out of 10, they're second options.
Yeah, but even at that, Lillard scored it efficiently as the number one option. It's not enough to win. And they had way better pieces than what we have.
Yep.
And look, I love
DJ
Cam
McCollum,
Thomas.
Marcus Aldridge's team was incredible.
Yeah.
They still couldn't get it done because he was the first option. You can't have an undersized guard who specifically scores as your number one option, let alone a guy who doesn't do it at an all-star level and does it inefficiently. It's never going to work.
I love the way Cam Thomas scores, but no one would argue that Cam Thomas is even approaching Damian Lillard. Like, that's insane, right? So, yeah, Lillard is a way better player, a way more efficient scorer, a way better everything. Yeah. And he couldn't get it done. So if he couldn't get it done, what makes you think Cam Thomas, who is a tiny fraction of the player, can? Dylan is right.
Delusion and mental illness is your answer. And that's what half of this fan base has shown over the past couple of years when it comes to stars, to ownership, to front office, to coaching, to Cam Thomas. It doesn't matter what it is. It's always a 50-50 split of stupidity and realism. Like, there's never an in-between with this fan base, which I like a lot of people in this fan base, but my God, some of the takes that come out of these people's mouths is absurd. One's in our comment section right now. Shout out, Mark. We love you. Like some of the things that we've heard in the past is just awful. And none of it ever adds up. None of it ever happens. None of it ever makes sense. None of it works. Like, there's just Cam Thomas is a player that is very predictable. As a person who watches basketball daily, who studies the game, who does this, does that, Cam Thomas is not a winning basketball player. He's entering year 5. Can you tell me how many guys who are entering year 5 who are not stars or solidified second, third options or solidified already got paid? Can you tell me how many of those guys end up turning into something long term? Not many.
There's not many. Yeah, you're looking to win the lottery here.
You're looking at a 4th option on a contending team in terms of impact on winning, or a 6-man. And that's just a fact.
That's what he is.
And you can live with that. Like, that's not a bad place to be in basketball, but it's not a $30 million player on the Brooklyn Nets who are rebuilding.
Right. And we talked about this with Jordan Clarkson. What was the highest, percentage of cap that Jordan Clarkson ever made?
What, 14.7 million?
Right. So at that time, it's not, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not trying. I think Cam Thomas is better than Jordan Clarkson, but not that much better. Right. Like, I would take him.
That's kind of crazy to me. Like I will give Thomas that sense. Jordan Clarkson's never been half the scorer that Thomas has been.
Jordan Clarkson is nasty. Jordan Clarkson's a bucket.
But he's more of a volume shooter as a role player. Like,
what is Cam Thomas? What is Cam Thomas?
He's a volume shooter that has borderline star capability points per game. Like, he doesn't have the star level efficiency and points per game yet, but he's close to it. Jordan Clarkson has never been a 20-plus point per game scorer. Right? There's kind of like levels to it. Like 10 to 15 points as a role player, right? Like 15.5 to 19 points is like your third option. You got your 20 to 23 points per game. That's like your second option. And then you got your 25 plus, which is like your all-star, right? Like, Jordan Clarkson's never been in that realm of third option scorer. You know what I mean? So that I'll give Cam Thomas some credit to. Like, if
I gave Jordan Clarkson the ball, I said, it's your basketball, scores, you're going to play 35 minutes a game, go crazy. He'd average 24 points a game on low efficiency, right?
I don't think so.
If I said it's your offense, you run the show.
Well, I mean, realistically, any NBA player can do that. You give any NBA player the freedom to take 30 shots a game inefficiently and go and do whatever you want to do. Yeah, probably about 98.5% of the league can put up 20 plus if they were given those opportunities. Like, that doesn't mean anything to me.
I think you're underestimating how good a scorer Jordan Clarkson is.
I mean, I'll look at his per 36 numbers.
Yeah, he's averaged 20 a game. He averaged 20 a game with Utah, a bad team. He averaged 20 a game on.
How many games did he do that for?
Yeah, in 22-23. So it was 2 seasons ago. He played 61 games, 32.6 minutes, 44-34 shooting splits. Eerily similar to Cam Thomas, 20.8 points a game.
All right, I guess I'm
That's
undervaluing
Cam
the shit out of him.
Thomas-esque.
Yeah,
Like that's what
his,
Cam Thomas is.
his per 36 since 2017 has been 20 points or more. His per 36. So I guess, you got me there. He had 21.4, 22.1, 20.1, 22.2, 22.8, 22.9, 22.7, 24.8, 21.3, 23, 20.2, and 22.5. His per 36 points per game if he played 36 minutes over the past 10 seasons. So, yeah.
Why did they break it down per 36? How did they pick that
Because
number?
per 36 is like high intensity high intense starter minutes.
Starters, okay.
Like your all-stars, your superstars, they're playing 35, 36 minutes a night, right? So that per 36 is where that comes into play. So it's like an advanced metric that showcases what a player could be if he was giving the full starter minutes on a regular basis, right? Like
what a
Day'Ron
starter would look like. Okay.
Yeah, like I'll do Day'Ron Sharp, for example, because I love talking about his per 36 minutes.
But why don't we just do per 48? Like, why do we like?
Well, because no players are realistically playing 48 minutes on a regular basis in the regular season, you know?
I got you.
Yeah, like Day'Ron Sharp's per 36 last season was 15.8 points, 13.1 rebounds. Like, give the guy 30 minutes.
Can you comp that out to Nick Claxton?
Yeah, I'll comp it real quick. Let's see. I don't think Nick Claxton comes close.
No, because Nick Claxton blows at basketball. He's a good athlete. Like, he's good at athlete. He's just not good at basketball.
Let's see. Nick Claxton's per 36 this past season, 13.8 points, 9.9 rebounds. Not even close.
9.9 rebounds per 36.
Yep.
He's 6'11". Come on, like this is what Nick Claxton is not a good rebounder. Will he grab some rebounds because he's nearly 7 feet tall? Yeah, he'll get some rebounds. 9.9, under 10 per 36. It's not good, guys. It's not good.
I was going to say, and Sharp averages 3.6 assists on a per 36 basis. Nick Claxton averages 3. Every stat he beats him in his per 36.
And then the defensive analytics, for some reason, love Day'Ron Sharp. I don't really understand that because he doesn't pass the eye test, but defensively, the analytics love Day'Ron Sharp.
I mean, defensively, his per 36 is 7.2 rebounds. Offensively, it's 5.9. Yeah,
he's one of the best offensive rebounders in the history of basketball. Like that sounds crazy,
the history of basketball, but
no, analytically he is. Like when you look at his analytics, it's like Steven Adams.
Small sample size.
What was that?
That's also off of a small sample size.
Very, very.
You know what I mean? Like let's see him at that's why I want to see him get starter minutes because I truly do think he's a 25-30% 3-point shooting version of Andre Drummond. Like that's a guy that can genuinely give you 14 and 14 a night. You know what I mean? Like that's why I want Nick Claxton gone. Not only is Sharp cheaper currently, you just brought him back in on a 2-year deal, cheap deal. Give the guy some freaking minutes. Let me see him start. He's got the frame and the play style to be a modern NBA big. And he also rebounds like a motherfucker. Like, go and get him. Like, get him some minutes.
Yeah. I want to see the front court of Porter, Jr., Clowney, and Sharp. Like, I don't want – we're going to get into Claxton for a minute. I don't want Claxton here. Like, just get him off the team. Like,
I think he's clogging the development of certain players that we want to see get better.
Exactly.
Like Noah Clowney and Claxton fit well, but they're also both extremely frail and can't really play down.
That's why they don't fit well.
And that's the biggest problem, right? So if you're looking at Sharp and Clowney, you at least though Sharp is undersized for a big, he's 6'9", but though he's undersized, he's athletic, he rebounds, he can box players out. Boxing guys out, he can probably average 18 rebounds a game on a per 36 level, but 4 to 6 of those rebounds are probably going to go to Noah Clowney, Michael Porter Jr. because he's able to box guys out at an aggressive level. Like he's able to do the job that Claxton can't. Also, while still looking a little bit better offensively. Claxton has the better handle, he's a better playmaker, but when you're looking at the all-around offensive ability and overall game, Sharp is a much better player. It's not even close, and he has more upside currently. Claxton at 26 years old has plateaued. Sharp has progressively gotten better.
Claxton sometimes, yes, he can handle the ball. He can dribble the basketball. But he just looks clueless out there. Like, he just, like, here's my comp for Nick Claxton. Oh.
I brought him I got you.
I almost removed him. Here's Nick Claxton offensively sometimes looks like Luka Doncic defensively sometimes. He looks clueless. He looks helpless. He looks like he can't really be out there. That's how bad Nick Claxton is offensively. Like you watch him get an offensive rebound and then dribble the ball into the help. It's like, bro, what are you doing? Like he's clueless offensively. I'm not even trying to hit. He's one of the worst offensive players in basketball.
That's the problem. Defensively, he's built like a power forward, and offensively, he's built like a center. And the body frame that he has doesn't allow him to do either, because he can't shoot the basketball, he can't create his own shot, he barely takes mid-range. So that already takes him out of being a power forward. Defensively, he gets bodied by guys like Bismack Biyombo, can't rebound at a big man level, and looks weak down low against top tier bigs. He's in a horrible position, and he needs to play alongside a player at the power forward position who can actually help him in that.
You want my comp on Nick Claxton? Let me let you cook real quick, but I want to get this in. Here's my comp for Dennis for Nick Claxton. He's a 6'11" Dennis Rodman if Dennis Rodman was bad at rebounding.
Yeah, I would agree with that, but I think Dennis Rodman clears on defense as well. So I mean, I'm
Dennis Rodman was actually better at guarding big fives like Ewing and those guys than Nick Claxton.
You know, my comp for Claxton. Y'all ready for this? The Manimal, Kenneth Faried. Remember him?
But Kenneth Faried was
Kenneth
a
Faried
beast.
could rebound and box out. Claxton gets bodied.
That's true. I mean, yeah, I think
seeing Claxton pull rebounds as if it's a 3-point shot and not a single person's crashing.
Not a single person's crashing the ball. I mean, but often and his offensive rebounding is okay. I mean, he could keep plays alive. I mean, I could say that. But
I'll look at his per 36 offensive rebounding numbers real quick, just because I'm interested now. I didn't look at it.
I'm just saying it by the tape, bro. Like I'm just saying
offensive rebounding. All right, so his per 36 offensive rebounding throughout his career is 3.1. Last season it was 3, and that's per 36. That's not even just regular stat line. His regular stat line in terms of offensive rebounding last year was 2.2. You're 6'11".
Well, he's 6'10", realistically, but I mean, I'm
6'11". You know?
Wish he was. Yeah. We play
basketball and shoes.
But I definitely agree to you guys, which also brings me to the solution of what we should have all along. And then when it comes to Claxton, in terms of trade packages, the only team that we should be talking to is the Memphis Grizzlies, because we need somebody to man the paint.
Here
we go.
and I am telling you, gentlemen, now,
I would go to Detroit. Detroit loves Claxton. They offered him a contract. They wanted him. If you give me Jaden Ivey and either
Durant,
Stewart or Duren, yeah, give me it. I'll take it all.
We're getting Jalen Duren.
Jalen Duren
is off of him for Claxton originally.
Duren.
The problem is Duren and Day'Ron are too similar, except Duren doesn't have the offensive game that Sharp has.
I think Duren.
I love Jalen Duren. That guy is Dwight Howard too. But he's still like 21 years old.
I mean, shit. If Cam Thomas takes the qualifying offer, shit, give me Jaden Ivey, Isaiah Stewart, and a 2026 first round pick plus an additional protector.
I just want Jalen Duren. That's all I want. I'll give you whatever you want. Give me Duren.
I think Duren. The thing that I'm looking at with Duren is defensively, you probably going a step below, bro. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. He could block shots, and he definitely got the muscle to man the paint as a rebounder. But Duren, I like him, but I don't see like the spots where he was supposed to be Dwight at. I just don't see it happening as quick as I thought it was going to happen. So I mean, I'll see. He seems like he's gaining weight. Like he's when he was 19, he was a man child. Now that he's 21. I'm seeing him as like kind of like the rebound, push the ball up the court, because he was pushing the ball up the court last year when they got JB Bickerstaff and everything. It's different roles that he's in now. As an open court player, man, like people don't get in his way. But at the same time, I would like more of a half court set, and I would like more of somebody that could give me spacing as a screener. We need to be talking to the Memphis Grizzlies. I'm not coming off that, because now that Triple J is out for like I want to say the first couple of months, it's basically going to be Ja Morant and Zach Edey, and everybody's going to see what I've been talking about all along. This dude is about to take off, and I'm standing on business. I'm standing on complete business. And Dylan, you're laughing, and listen, when he starts averaging 20 and 15, I'm not going to say anything.
If he's averaging 20 and 15, he's in MVP conversations.
Could be. I mean,
20 and
but
15 is both. Like that's like how many guys averaged 20 and 15 last year? I would guess 0, correct?
Sabonis was one
Oh,
shy.
Cat didn't get. He got 13, like 15
Yeah.
rebounds is a
20
ton.
and 15
I
is
think 20.
not
I think Cat was like 26 and 13 or something like that. I think uh uh uh
15's a
uh.
lot.
15 is a lot, but I think he's that type of rebounder. And when you have the ability to man the paint, and Triple J is not in the way, and he's not taking up any space on the court, and you're the lone big, and now your space creation as a screener with Ja Morant like warrants that, bro. Like I think people are going to see exactly what I've been talking about all along about Zach Edey, bro. Like listen, this is an unstoppable force in the making, and nobody realizes it but me. I don't understand this.
Remember last year when every conversation I would somehow bring up Amari Bailey and somehow bring up we should trade for Brandon Ingram or trade for Zion. That's Leaf with Zachy. I love it. You want him here? Let's get him here. When Brad Stevens was the head coach of the Celtics, Danny Ainge said he used to come in his office at least once a year and say, "Hey, how do we get Drew Holiday?" And Danny was like, well, there's no way we can really get Drew Holiday. What did Brad Stevens do when he was the GM? Got Drew Holiday. Right?
Yes.
That's how you feel about Edey, then stand on it.
Yes, that's exactly how I feel about Zach Edey, and I haven't given up on Kai Jones as an athlete neither. What he did last year with the Dallas Mavericks is nothing short of remarkable. But like, I mean, he was getting double doubles left and right. He was definitely a positive defensively. He was a positive as a rim runner. He's a positive in the dunk box. And if we're going in the direction of we have a lot of ball movement guys and a lot of heavy IQ guys in terms of passing. These are the guys that you want finishing the plays. You want Zach Edey right in the paint, just bullying people, bro, at 7'4", 3,000 pounds, and you want somebody that could finish above the rim and lay in the dunk box as Kai Jones. We need athletes and we need interior presence on this team to go along with these passes, and I think we could get it this offseason before the season actually starts. We need to go after that.
All right, we got a special guest here.
Yo, what's up, boys? What's going on?
Pete, what's going on?
I want to get your take. Want to get your take on Jaden Ivey first. Jaden Ivey's situation in Detroit seems like it's coming to an end. Detroit has shown interest in Cam Thomas. The Nets and Cam Thomas seem miles apart. What are your thoughts on a sign and trade that sends Cam Thomas to Detroit and Jaden Ivey to Brooklyn?
I'll answer that question next. You go ahead, Pete.
I think I would do that in a heartbeat because as of right now, it looks like Cam Thomas has like no value in the NBA, shockingly. And I think if you get Ivy, even if you don't like him as a player, if you could flip him at the trade deadline or whatever it may be, I think he has one more year left, and then he's a restricted next year on his contract. Do you guys know?
Something along those lines, yeah.
Yeah, you could figure that out, and it buys you more time. Because I was just thinking about this now with everything going on with Cam Thomas, man. Like if he takes the qualifying offer and you make it to the trade deadline, are you really going to trade Cam Thomas for like a second? That kills me.
That's what I'm saying. Like you got to get something now.
I'd rather get something now. Go ahead, Leaf. I'm good.
I 100% agree. Swapping Cam Thomas for Jaden Ivey is not bad at all. You basically filling that 2 spot. Jaden Ivey is coming back this year. I think he was one of the missing pieces for that Detroit team. Because he had a nasty injury. The thing about Jaden Ivey that I wonder about is the fact that he made an all rookie team, so he's going to be looking for some change when the contract comes up, whenever the contract comes up. So I mean, to me, I think this is probably the best you could get for Cam Thomas right now. I mean, like to me, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what's the smoke on Quentin Grimes right now. What's the smoke on Kuminga right now? But they're looking for money. Quentin Grimes is looking for 25 mil a year, which I don't know what he's smoking, but yeah. So I mean, I like Quentin Grimes, other than the fact that he was a tangerine once upon a time. But I mean, I do like him. Kuminga I do like too, but if you could get Ivy without coming out of pocket, I say go for it.
Let me ask you this question. If here are the two options. Cam Thomas sign and trade for Jaden Ivey. Cam Thomas sign and trade for I'm losing my brain. Sign and trade for Kuminga. What would you rather?
I would.
Kuminga's going to come with a contract. Kuminga's going to come with a $25 million a year contract.
Yes. I would. Right now, I would.
Option, I would do it.
Yeah. If he was a player option, definitely I would do it. But as it stands right now, I would do Ivy just off the strength that you don't have to come out of pocket, and you still got somebody that's on a rookie deal, at least for like another year, maybe 2 or something like that, before you give him some rookie extension money. So, I mean, I do that, man. I mean, at least Dylan. I think Dylan. That's the direction that you was going. Outside of the fact that Kuminga want money and maybe a play if he don't get a player opt-in, I would do Ivy for now just to keep it safe.
No, I agree, and I also think if you're doing a straight up sign and trade for him and Cam Thomas, you can also maybe get a pick out of it because Detroit's in a position now in a weak Eastern Conference with a superstar point guard. They have the depth; they can make a run, and I think Cam Thomas is a good complementary piece to a guy like Cade Cunningham, a guy who can give you an efficient 24 plus a game, but can also give you 8 assists a night, 6 rebounds a night, plays both ends of the floor. I think that's definitely a solid piece to put alongside a guy like Cam Thomas. So if it came to Ivy in a first, I don't care if it's a top 10 protected, 2026 first. Detroit's going to be a playoff team. So, I mean, of course, bearing a Cade Cunningham injury.
Why would they give up a pick if Cam Thomas already has nothing, as like no value out here? Why wouldn't you just trade for the first for Cam Thomas?
Oh, like just straight up a first round pick for Cam Thomas, not giving up Ivy?
Or I was going to say, like, why give up a pick if you're Detroit when you see nobody wants Cam Thomas right now?
I mean, I would swap picks. I would do a Detroit first round pick next year and give them one of the 2027 picks that we have.
That's fair.
No, just my thing is you got to add a 2026 first at some point. You can't just go in there hoping for a top 3 pick. You got to go in there and try and get a second lottery pick. This is the final year of draft rebuilding in terms of like the rebuild stage of it. After this, you're banking on other teams to give you top tier picks, or you're using those as trade chips. So,
and they don't. By the way, they don't have a pick in 27. By the way, they don't have a first rounder in 27. That's very important. That means they're not going to tank.
Who doesn't? Oh, the Nets don't.
The Nets.
Well, they have the Philly protected. They have the swap, which Houston will probably be giving us a pick between 20 and 30. So it's not like they don't have picks. It's just they don't have that high end pick to continue on with the rebuild. Right. So that's why I'm saying like 2027 is the year you're spending a lot of money. You're trying to build some form of contending roster, whether it's a high seeded play-in team, a low seeded playoff team. You're doing anything that you can to not give Houston a top tier lottery pick.
This trade, like, look, this past draft, we couldn't. Phoenix picked at 11. That was our pick, right? Had we not made the trade, we could have gotten Yegor at 11. The trade, unless we hit a home run this year, that's one of the worst trades ever, honestly.
Well, they said so I'm so happy you brought that up. I'm going to bring out 2 points. One, they said OKC was looking at him at 10, and I know you guys saw that Keith Smith article from Sport Track. Did you see what the first part of it was for the Nets? They said that they couldn't find a trade that was worth the value of giving up. They'd rather draft the player than move up in a trade. Did you guys see that?
I did not see that.
I'm going to send it to you.
Talk to us.
That's crazy. It's all cap. The whole thing is cap. They say they love Cam Thomas in it. It is so crazy. I got to show this to you. I'm going to send it to you right now. And check this out. This shit's wild. It's all cap. And I think they're doing this because remember that a couple weeks ago there was this report that Cam Thomas still wants $30 million? I believe the Nets were throwing salt on him. He was already down low because there's no cap space. And then they throw that out and it makes it even worse for him. So now they have to say, oh, we love him. They said he's a top scorer, underrated playmaker. But then we look around and they haven't paid him or even engaged with him. That's insane.
Yeah, I suggested this. We've talked about this before. I said when they traded for Michael Porter Jr. on that day, I said Michael Porter Jr. will be here long after Cam Thomas is gone. He'll be here much longer than Cam Thomas. we seem to be at an impasse here with Cam Thomas. They're not going to give. And look, we talked about this before. Dylan said he was greedy. I don't think it's greedy. But, like, what do you think Cam Thomas should ask for? Like, he's not going to get 30, but he's going to look at guys like Quickly and such and say, I want 30. Not that he's going to get it, but, I mean, I don't think it's inappropriate that he's asking for 30. He's just not going to get it.
Oh, I think it's blasphemy. Let me just step in here for a sec. Sorry, I had to take a call. That's just the guy's not worth $30 million. I don't care. I could say that I think I'm worth $10 million. It doesn't mean that I am. Like, you can think whatever you want. Kuminga says that he thinks he's worth $30 million. He's not. Quentin Grimes thinks he's worth $25 million. He's not. You're not. You can value yourself as however you want. It doesn't mean that you deserve it, A, or B, are in the market to do so. So, yes, he does not deserve it. He is not in the market to dictate his own price, and he has not played himself into being a player that can dictate his own price. Like, James Harden at an MVP level could sit there and say, well, I'm not signing $40 million, I want $50 million.
Oh, yeah, you put him for the
because he was playing at that level. But Cam Thomas has not played at a level to dictate his own price. Not even close.
Okay, fine. But, like...
Oh, shit.
It's human nature to look around what my peers got and say... Hang on.
I got you.
Yeah. It's human nature to look around and at your peers and say, they got this, so I want this. We all kind of do this at work. Hey, what do they pay you? I want to ask for a raise.
That's completely okay. But you have to understand, as an NBA organization, why am I going to match the contract to a guy that has never impacted the game of winning? Emmanuel Quickly getting $32.5 million is horrible. It is. You're
only looking at this from the Nets side, and I agree with you. They're not gonna. So, like, in order to sign a contract, we need two parties to agree, right? The Nets aren't going to agree to that. I understand, but what I'm saying is what Cam Thomas is doing is perfectly normal. I don't think it's out of bounds at all. Like, he wants top dollar. This is
you can want that, but you're just gonna upset yourself. You're gonna piss yourself off by seeing how little a team doesn't value you. Go ahead, go try and find it elsewhere. You're not gonna find it.
Agreed.
Sign your deal or request a trade. It's so simple. That's 21 days into free agency, you're not getting what you want. No team
that's
can
why
offer it.
He needs an agent who doesn't gas him up and who tells him that
his agent's Giannis's agent.
He needs a GM that's gonna red pill him and be like, bro, you're a great player. Nobody wants you. Here's your value. What do you want?
Nobody can afford you. Nobody wants you. Sign the deal or request a trade, and we'll work with you. It's that simple.
Go ahead. I was going to say, I think the key to all of this is, at his age, he's still 24. I think, you could say what you want about this. I think players still have until like 27, 28 to see if they could kind of grow their game. And do the Nets believe that he can grow his game anymore? If you think this is it, then he's definitely not worth the $30 million. But if you think he could become a better playmaker that would affect the game, then $25 million is only what, like 15% of the cap? That could be, a huge steal if he grows his game. But it's all about if you believe that he's going to do that.
Let me
put it this way, though. Here, sorry to cut you off, Gary. Let me put it this way. Do you like Nick Claxton's contract?
I said the year before Nick Claxton got paid, he don't deserve a crumb, bro. Like, I said that. Pete,
what was your answer to it?
No.
Okay. Do you think that he still has the ability to improve his game at the age of 26 after plateauing and having a digressing year each of the last 2 years?
No, I think when he signed the contract, there was a hope for it, but now obviously that's about dead.
And that's my thing, right? Don't lock that in long term. We're at the point where you're in the rebuild. You have picks that are higher than Cam Thomas, and you can say whatever you want. But when a player is picked ahead of you, whether it's a year before or 5 years before, that player is going to be valued more in terms of financials, right? We can all agree on that.
Yeah.
So at this point, like I said, you can't pay a player based on what you think they're going to be.
But that's how players get paid,
has never done that. But OKC's never done that
all the time.
But look at OKC, for example. They've never done that. They've been able to bring back their high upside role players, AJ Mitchell, Jalen Williams, all these guys. I'm talking about the center, Jalen Williams. They've been able to bring all these guys back who have proven to be key rotational pieces for them for $3 million, $5 million, $8 million. They brought back Caruso on what, under 15 million a year type of deal. Lou Dort got 17 million. These are all guys who impact the game of winning, are top tier defenders, are key rotational pieces on a contending team. They had to start somewhere though, right? They didn't just start off by giving big money to everybody. You have to earn your deals. And
that is 100% true. But what I will say is that the thing is that they had to fit in a certain aspect of winning to get to the winning point. Caruso was on the Bulls not winning. Like the Bulls weren't going anywhere. Like and he was making all defensive teams. Once upon a time, Lou Dort was becoming a defender, and when they lost Chris Paul, they were basically an under 500 team for 2 out of the 4 years, 2 out of the last 4 years. When they finished 10th, the year that they got Chet, and then the year that they actually played Chet for 82 games, that's when they started finishing number 1. But I get what you're saying, Dylan. But
let me get 1 point over here before you guys continue.
Okay.
Let's think about this. Why do you think older players don't get longer term deals? Why do you think older players, like let's say mid-30s, because you expect them to start losing part of their talent, losing part of their game? Players get paid on what you think they're gonna get.
Pete, not to cut you off, but like in this day and age, older players are still getting longer term deals. You still got these idiots from the 2010s still getting big time money. They're just not getting like the 4-year deals and the 5-year deals that they were getting in.
They're getting 2-year extensions when they have 2 years left on their deal.
Yeah, they're getting 2-year extensions when they for $84 million based on what they did in the past. Based on what they did in the past, and I can understand that, but
my thing is you have Isaiah Joe and Aaron Wiggins who just signed contract extensions. They're only 26,
right?
They signed those deals last year, 2 years ago.
Yeah, 2 years. I think last year, 2 years ago. Yeah.
They're making 12.3 million a year and 10.1.
Right.
So that's my point. Get on the extensions earlier. Nick Claxton could have been extended years earlier, and you could have probably gotten him at 12 to 15 million a year for 3 years.
Exactly. But our front office is stupid. I would rather promote Dylan as the front office guy, but then again he's gonna have to answer. But then again he's gonna have to answer to Joe Tsai and run these numbers of Joe Tsai. And Joe Tsai is gonna tell Dylan the same thing that he's telling Sean Marks. No, we're gonna pay these guys later because that's who we answer to at the end of the day because that's who's signing the checks.
No, I'd look at Joe Tsai and tell him to be an owner, stay out of my business.
Yeah, and he'll tell you
there's profit. I'm here to win.
Yeah, and he'll tell you there's the door. I'm not here to win. I'm here to sell tickets.
He can do that all day long.
We'll sell tickets. Yeah, we'll sell tickets when I build a winner.
Foreigners and tourists and opposing teams fans and be happy about it.
I would guarantee, bro. Like just off the strength of the GM will go under before the owner does because like they could blackball you just like they blackball the players.
Yeah,
I'll be honest with you.
I hope this guy sells at some point here soon. He's not good enough for
this. But why would he? Right? Like.
Because he's already made a shit ton of profit. He can upsell. He can resell this for close to $4 billion more than what he bought it for.
Look how much he's invested into Liberty, right?
That's what Liberty is now going to start making him.
I mean,
but
his wife is mainly running things on the Liberty, and the Liberty.
But he's still cashing the checks though, bro.
No, he does, and the Liberty are the champions. They are the defending champions. However, we got to understand, bro. It's a different. It's basically a 180 in the NBA where we're trying to do something for ourselves and we can't because we still got dummies still trying to believe in these role players and that they become something that they're not going to become. The only person I believe in that we drafted, bro, to become anything higher than what he's supposed to be outside of Yegor is Danny Wolf. That's it, bro. Like I'm not like if anybody disagree with me, that's fine. But Danny Wolf, I think, has all the potential to become something. I don't know what it is, but it becomes something. But if we want to win right now, go get Zach Edey. I'm sick of it. I'm not doing this whole let's go get AJ DeMonsa. The NBA is not looking out for us. We need to create something on our own.
It's going to be what the Celtics, the 76ers, and probably who else? Who else is going to get that top 3 pick?
Celtics, 76ers, probably San Antonio again because they're going to bottom out and they're going to get love from the NBA again. Thank you, Gary, for telling me that the NBA was secretly looking out for the San Antonio Spurs. They were about to get the number 1 pick, but they got number 2, so you were close. Yeah. They gave it to Dallas,
which makes sense.
Which didn't make sense, but the NBA they just decided that yeah, hey, if you do LeBron James a favor, we do you a favor. You scratch
That's what
our
I'm
back, you
saying.
scratch ours.
Exactly. That's exactly why it made sense. You give us Luca, we'll give you Cooper Flag. Deal?
Yes.
In no
Yeah.
specific order, I'm gonna say it is Brooklyn, Boston, and whoever has the Phoenix pick.
Dylan, I guarantee you, we will barely get a number 10. We will barely get a top 10 pick this time next year.
I gotta
No matter what our record.
I need a top 3 pick, or I may have to.
We're not getting top
we're not
three picks,
getting
Dylan.
Dylan. They don't care about us. We need to create something on our own. If you want to win, believe in Leaf. Capital L, capital E, capital E, capital F. Go get Zach Edey now. That's the key to winning.
You want a top 3
Dude,
pick?
you gotta
This
be
is how
his
we get a
agent.
top 3 pick. Here's
You
how
got
we
to
get
be
a
his
top 3
agent
pick.
at this point. Like, this guy could make $40 million with you as his agent.
Here's how we get a top 3 pick. Yegor is Rookie of the Year. Michael
No.
Porter Jr. is an All-Star.
No,
And the Nets get within 1 game of the playoffs. That's how we get a top 3 pick.
we're still not getting it. We're still not getting the top 3
Why? We
pick.
purposely
Probably
didn't tank
not.
last year, and
We're
sixth
still not getting in the top 3.
with an
Bro, I'm
ethical
telling
take
you,
at tank, and it didn't work.
bro, if
Because
we
the
win
NBA doesn't look at us as a destination that they can put one of their big rookies and expect us to impact, right? Like, that's why Washington doesn't get good picks. That's why Utah doesn't get good picks. They looked at Dallas and said, okay, we can send Cooper Flag there and he'll get into the playoffs immediately.
I will say, though, that the Nets are historically...
There's nobody in the
Nets are
NBA
every
front
other year
office
draft.
that wants the Brooklyn Nets to get anything, no matter how good they look as a playing team, bro. If you
They
want to
are an
become
every
a
other year
winner,
lottery team, though, in terms of who has their picks. Like,
I
Boston did it
I
back-to-back
understand
with us,
that.
And then, 2 years later, it was... or 2 years before, it was Portland. And then, this past season, prior to this draft, was Houston getting a
Atlanta.
top 3 pick. Like... Hopefully it works, but it's top 3 or bust.
The NBA looks out for who they feel like looking out for, and out of all of the other teams, I don't believe that we have any chance on getting the top 3 pick, whether we finish in the play-in or whether we finish at the bottom of the league. We don't. There's no scenario. I am done with the league. I am done with the draft. The hell with it. I know what I want. I know how we're going to win. Go get Zach Edey now. Now. N-O-W, now. That's how you start winning. That's how you start turning the page. You go get him now. You go get somebody that could man your paint now. That could be a floor spacer with just screening now. Now.
Pete, what are your thoughts?
That was a lot. I don't think, but there's going to be 4 19-year-olds and a 21-year-old on the team. Why would you want to invest in somebody to try to win next year, right? We don't have 5 picks next year. If I'm not saying they're trying to go out and just tank, but if you look at the roster, this would be the year to tank. This would be the year to tank if they're going to be playing all those guys.
Floor of the pick matters. You know what I mean? Like look at this year, for example. If you were the worst team in basketball, you got Ace Bailey at 5. That's the difference between bottoming out and hoping for luck. You can get lucky and you could also get screwed. But if you are the bottom team in basketball, you are going to get a top 5 pick guaranteed. There's no lower than 5.
You have to be the absolute worst team in basketball, right? What makes you think the Nets are going to be worse than Utah?
Larry Markkinen healthy.
Ben Seraph.
Yeah, the bench is horrendous. The bench on our end is horrendous. The only team that is even capable of competing with us for worst team in basketball, bearing any injuries or purposeful tanking, is Utah, and Utah has a much better roster than us.
Can I throw out a quick Ben Seraph stat that I thought this was amazing? Yeah. Out of every pick from this draft that played in Summer League, Ben Seraph had the lowest true shooting percentage. Out of every pick that played in Summer League, I thought that was amazing. Unreal.
I hated that pick, man. You could have gotten Rasheer Fleming there. You could have gotten Liam McNeely there. You could have gotten anything. It was a horror.
You could have just traded up and not drafted 5 times like a retard. You could have done that.
It is just such piss poor management to take a pick like that. the Seraph pick is one of the worst picks in NBA draft history, just in terms of how you had already drafted previously, and on top of the fact that you reached for him. Horrible pick.
Oh, wait, Gary. Wait, let me say one last thing, Gary.
Yeah.
I want to get Dylan and your thoughts on this. So, did you see that the Nets promised to take Henson Yang at 19 if he was still there? We could have had a Demon and Yang draft. What do you guys think of that?
At the time, I probably wouldn't have been happy about it because I wasn't high on Yang. I had him late first round projected to the Clippers with the last pick.
Yeah, I wasn't a Hanson Yang guy, but that was mostly I didn't really watch too much of him because he just kind of serves on everyone's radar late. But I know Dylan
he
was
pulled a
hyper
Shaden
against
Sharp.
that.
Shaden Sharp wasn't projected top 10 at all, and then on draft night he got selected top 8.
I wasn't high on Hanson Yang. I wanted to hang on. What are your thoughts on that, Dylan? I mean,
on what, Hanson Yang?
Gary, did you see the article I sent you?
Yeah, I got totally distracted. I'm pulling it up now. My brain doesn't work anymore. Hang on. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna bring it up. Give me 1 second.
Dude, this is gonna be the funniest article you've ever seen.
You guys debate something real quick while I get this pulled up.
Do you think Gary's losing hair, Dylan?
I am not losing any hair.
I'm just kidding. I really love Traore, Dylan. Like I think he could be a main cog to this team if he develops right. I really like him.
I see him as an Andrew Nembhard-like player if he's fully developed.
I can see that.
Like an undersized 2-guard, a secondary playmaker, but a guy that is high defensive upside in the perimeter and has the speed necessary to play opposite of a guy like Jaeger.
No, I'm putting my point guard. Put him at point, and you put Demon. I think Demon plays more like a wing anyway.
I think that's how they're utilizing him now. But if you put him on an NBA roster with his playmaking attributes, I think he could be a Tyrese Halliburton-like player.
Scroll all the way down, Gary. It's like towards the bottom.
You want this part with the Brooklyn Nets?
Oh no, Dan, did I send you the wrong one?
Did you send me the wrong one?
Hold up. No, I don't think I sent it to you. Oh no, I did send you the wrong one. Damn it! Hold on 1 second. I got you. Give me 1 second. Damn it! Give me 1 second.
It's all good.
Son of a bitch.
It happens in life. I mess up most things most days. I get 90% of things wrong.
You usually call me Dylan.
Yeah, I call my kids the wrong name. I just look at them. All their names start with 3. I got 3 kids. They all start with D. I just scream out names until I get one right.
Here it comes. I'm sending it right now.
Wait, Ozzy Osbourne died? What Ozzy are we talking about?
Yeah, Ozzy's dead.
Ozzy Osbourne died?
Yep. 20 minutes ago.
Shout out Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah, that's the right one now.
All right. What and give us the rundown on I want to pull it up again real quick before as I get this pulled up.
All right, this is Keith Smith, from Sports Track. He talked to a couple important people for a couple teams, including the Nets, a quote unquote coach of the team, and a front office official. And they talked about a couple topics like Demon. They talked about Cam Thomas. They love Cam Thomas. He's a top scorer in the league, underrated playmaker. And, they've never wavered on their love for him. Very important, that. There's that and a couple other things. Especially, I found this really interesting. They said they didn't make a trade in the draft because the players, they valued the players at the spots that they were picking more than a possible trade.
Yep, that's Sean Marks for you.
Yeah, this is gonna be intelligence insulting. I can see this. Let me get this pulled up. This is gonna be
this is all cap. I think they did this that because they knew it was gonna be put out in the media, 1, and 2, they put salt on Cam Thomas's name, so they needed to throw out something that that they love him, that they got his back, that they want him back. You know what I mean? I think it's bullshit. I think it's all bullshit. They're pissing on our heads and saying it's rain.
Did I pull up the wrong thing? Hang on. Am I bugging? What we got here? Eastern Conference Summer League notes? Is that what this is?
Yeah, that's it. And go down to the Nets.
Okay. Brooklyn Nets on drafting. Oh, here we go. On drafting 5 rookies, kind of crazy, right? But the value to trade those picks against the players we could get just wasn't there. A Nets front office executive said, "Now we have to be very intentional this year. Being as young as we are is pretty fragile, but we're excited for the challenge." On Yegor, how are we saying his last name today? How do we?
It's Demon Demon. I don't give a shit.
Yeah,
I'm not out here trying to pronounce names.
Yeah, his role was way different than we were going to ask him to do in the regular season. Well, that's retarded, but
Jesus.
You whatever. Yeah, but that's what this is for, right? No, it's not. We tasked him to shoot it from deep and to shoot it a lot. He did exactly as he was asked. A Nets coach said, "We know about the playmaking. This was a chance to see if he could get his shot off against NBA level defenders." Where was he facing NBA level defenders?
I don't know.
Against the Wizards.
This is ridiculous. Against the Wizards. Good point, Dylan. Shout out, Dylan. He did, and those shots went in a lot too. We couldn't be happier with his work here.
He was one of 5 first-round picks to shoot 60% or higher from true shooting.
But when I read this as a boxing guy, what I read is, we went into training camp, and the sparring we did will resemble nothing what we expect to do on fight night. Then it was an entire waste of your time. Like, I don't understand why you did. Like, his role was way different than what we're going to ask him to do in the regular season. But that's what it's right for. No, isn't it to prepare for the regular season?
I'm gonna play devil's advocate. Maybe they wanted to look at the shot. They wanted to see if he got the shot down or not. But still, it is a waste. You're not wrong. But I could see that argument though.
All right, on Traore and Saraf. A lot of people see them as being similar players, and that's somewhat fair. But we think
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
I think Saraf sucks and Traore is solid. Like, sorry, but again, I'm not going to respect this pick until he turns into something, and I don't think he's going to. He's set up for failure. He's in a system that now has 2 priority guards ahead of him. This is just such a stupid fucking pick. It pisses me off. The New York is starting to come out again, but I mean, my God, it's just a piss poor pick. Solid player, but my goodness, you could not have put him in a worse position.
This is my favorite. We're not worried about the shooting here, Summer League.
Oh, that's great.
What did you just say about Yegor Dedem? You wanted to see if he could shoot. How about you make up your mind? How about you pick a side? Were you worried about the shooting or not? Because he just said, we know about his playmaking. There was a chance to see if he could get his shot off against NBA-level defenders. He did that, and those shots went in a lot, too. So do you care about the shooting or not?
Only when they want to. That's
only
Sean
when, only when they want to.
The guy's an idiot. I mean, how many times do I have to say? The guy is horrible at his job. You're going to start getting me. He's horrible. There's no debate around that Sean Marks is one of the worst front office members in basketball. The guy sucks at his job. He is horrible.
Read the what do you call the Porter Jr. one?
We'll get it. Yeah,
that's a good one too.
And man,
yeah, is that the one that I posted yesterday about they think that he's going to be like the highest scorer in the league?
Yeah, scoring title.
My God, talk
Michael
about
Porter Jr. scoring title.
Yeah,
we're transitioning our roster. Of course, we're going to play a lot of young players, but we need some vets to balance this. And of course, we need to score some points. A Nets front office executive said Porter will help us a ton there. I'm not saying he'll win a scoring title, but I think we could be close. And Terrence,
I got
shots a game.
$10 million parlay tonight too. But you
to
know,
find close, yeah.
30 shots a game from 3.
What close? Like within 10 points a game? Is that close? Like,
no.
If Luke is going to average 33, what's close? 23? And Terrence will help with everything. He's such a good connector. He's going to help our young ball handlers a ton with learning the NBA. On Cam Thomas, we love Cam. We think he's one of the best scoring guards in the league. And
they pay him.
They pay him. We'll see what happens, but our feeling about Cam as a player and person have never wavered. We love him. a Nets coach said.
Never wavered.
Yeah, I think
wavered
that's
21
true.
days
I
ago.
think that's true. It never wavered. They didn't like him day one, and they don't like him today. That's actually true. The rest of that is nonsense. But their opinion on him doesn't seem to have changed. It seems that they've never liked him. As far as I'm thinking that he's one of the best scorers in the league, they don't believe that. And an underrated playmaker, they definitely don't believe that. And the we love him part, they definitely don't think they definitely don't believe that part.
Fire Sean Marks, like I've said for years.
And then on re-signing Day and Zaire, we want to be careful that we aren't just casting off every guy who is on a rookie deal. That's not good for an organization to get that kind of rep. A Nets front office executive said these guys and their reps put their faith in us to use our flexibility this summer while still taking care of them. We've still got some cap space, but there's a clock on that. No, if a team has not reached their salary floor by the start of the regular season, a cap holds for the difference playing on the team's cap sheet. But we loved both Dayron and Zaire and everything they were for us last year and before. We're young, obviously, but we want some young vets to show the new guys the way. These two are a big part of that. All right, that's fair. But the part on Cam Thomas is laughable. It's intelligence insulting.
Michael Porter Jr. scoring title?
Yeah.
$1 million parlay. I'm hitting it tonight.
It could happen, Dylan. It could.
It can happen. It can happen because FanDuel wouldn't even pay it out.
That's true. And then drafting kind of crazy, right? But the value to trade those picks against the players we could get just wasn't there. I don't even know what to make of any of this.
It's bullshit. I think it's bullshit. I think it's too happy-go-lucky.
Like I said, it's intelligence insulting, right? Like you expect me to believe this? It's like when you come back drunk as a skunk with glitter all over yourself, and your chick goes, "Where did you go?" I went to the library. I read a bunch of books.
Went to Walmart.
Yeah. Leaf is back.
Welcome back, Leaf.
Yeah. My bad. I had to take my girlfriend back to work. Yeah, man. So I guess in totality, I guess that's what we get down to. Everything that Dylan said about Cam Thomas is 100,000, 100 billion, 100 million% true. I'm not here to fight that. I was not fighting it on X. I'm not gonna fight it here. I'm not gonna fight it anywhere. This is what we've been trying to tell the Cam Thomas faithful. Yeah, this is what we've been trying to tell them, but obviously, when you can hit a reverse pivot off the left, reverse pivot off the right, your fan base is gonna fight for you, obviously. And I'm not here to talk about Cam Thomas's prowess as a scorer, as a bucket getter, and his variety of ways he could get buckets. The problem is, this NBA is about production and about sustainability. It's not about variety. If it was about variety, then Paul Pierce would be one of the greatest scorers of all time. We all know that.
How do you feel about Paul Pierce's comments where he said he is the greatest scorer of all time?
He's an idiot.
He is. That's hysterical. But
yeah,
his argument
was variety.
He can score in every single. Like I talked about guys that can score. Like Cam Thomas, he can score from the logo to the basket, everywhere in between, in every which way. He was kind of that dude. He's not wrong about that.
Yeah, no, he was that dude. But Dylan, Gary, let me ask you.
I'm with you.
If you're getting,
no, you're not.
If you're getting 31 a game, do you care how it comes, bro? Like, do you give a damn? Like,
yes,
all right. So if Giannis is scoring 31 for the last 6 years off of layups and dunks, do you really give a damn?
I do, and let me explain why. Because if I can figure out a way to shut that down, shut down his Euro. If I can figure out a way to guard Giannis, I can limit him. Kobe Bryant, there's nothing I can do with him because he's going to give me 40 in any which way, and it's like fighting Mike Tyson, who I make him go backwards. You can have him, or Terrence Crawford. What do I do? There's no way to beat this guy. There's
Gary,
no way to defend Kobe Bryant. Like,
Gary, let me ask you something. Is there the first 12 years of Shaq? Is there anybody stopping him from putting up 30 and 13 a night in today's league?
You don't want to get me on Shaq.
Okay then.
You somehow.
Okay, all right then. Listen, if you
To
put
him, Shaq isn't a top 40 player in basketball history.
he isn't.
Isn't.
Maybe we'd have
Gary.
We'd have to go through the list. Maybe not.
Had to turn on the camera and all for that one. Yeah, I know.
He's so overrated.
Dylan,
Gary.
He's so overrated.
What? Okay, all right.
We can spend a whole day on this.
I just need 2 minutes for you to explain his overratedness. What is it to you that he needed to have in order to quote unquote impress you?
He is the most limited. He's a superstar, right? Like just like Derek Jeter is a Hall of Famer, but he's the most overrated baseball player of all time. Shaquille O'Neal is a Hall of Famer. He's the most overrated basketball player of all time.
He's the most overrated?
Most overrated basketball. They talk about him as if he's in the same stratosphere as Tim Duncan. Like, I saw my Nets play.
Wait a second. So we're talking about a player who you had to invent, like, zone defenses. Obviously, I give a lot of credit to Allen Iverson for why zone defense is in this league in the first place. But after 2000 and 2001, what Shaq did, the NBA had to figure out how to do something to keep him from putting up 30 and 13 or 35 plus and 15 plus on any given night on 60+% shooting. I am stronger than you. I am faster than you. And there's nothing that you can do about it.
But he was. So you're convoluting two things. The Orlando Magic version of Shaquille O'Neal is the best version of Shaquille O'Neal. Why? Because he could run the court. Because he was stronger than you and he was faster than you. That fat slob that played on LA and Miami,
that won 3 straight Finals MVPs, by the way. Yeah,
right.
For him.
And okay, so that's good. That's good. The first year they beat the Pacers, right? The game that they were losing, that Shaq fouled out in, then they got carried by Kobe Bryant to the finish line. And then Kobe Bryant got hurt and missed the game. And what happened in the game Kobe didn't play? They lost, right? Like, to say Shaq carried that team is laughable. And the next 2 years, they were clearly carried by Kobe. Kobe is the one taking the shot. Kobe's the one with the ball in his hands down the stretch of the game. I'm not saying Shaq's not good. He is valuable. But we're like, there are 30 guys.
Why wouldn't 30 and 15 be valuable?
It's stat compiling. Okay, yeah, you can put him on the block, and when the Nets put Aaron Williams on him in the finals, he's going to eat up Aaron Williams. Fine. Rick Smits, a career 15-point-per-game scorer, averaged 24 points a game against Shaquille O'Neal for his career. It's like he can't defend anybody. He can't run the court. He's a defensive liability who can do one thing. He can knock you over and can dunk. That's what he can do.
I mean, listen, when I say the same thing about LeBron James, bro, everybody is just getting uproar with me. Yeah, because like LeBron James, just listen, open court player, bro. Like, I'm not getting by you. I'ma just run straight to the basket. Here comes the freight train. I don't need to really work on
year 11. The dude worked on his 3 and carried the Cavs.
That's not what I saw.
Let me ask you a question.
You think the year that Kyrie left Cleveland, the year that he should have won MVP, you think that year he's not the greatest basketball player of all time?
No.
That specific year, that is the greatest
individual
season of a basketball player
in
human history. It's not even close. Not even close.
No, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't. It's a tier of his own.
I don't even want to argue y'all both because, like, y'all stand on what y'all stand on. I understand that, bro. Like, Shaq being the most overrated and LeBron not, to me, like, these are two dudes that basically lived off of physical attributes, bro. Like, basically their whole careers. I get what you're saying.
If we're saying LeBron is better than Kobe, then yes, we're overrating LeBron.
Yes, well, of course we are, because LeBron is not better than anybody. Like, he's not.
LeBron, there's genuinely not a single player near him of all time. Not a single player. Not a single player.
In terms of career totals, you know what, Dylan? You know what, Dylan? By the numbers, if we're going by career totals, probably, of course not, because he's a stat batter and he's a stat whore, and he's been that for 20. He's been that ever since he's picked up a basketball. All he does is stat pad, bro. Like we all know that. But he's been cherry picking for years. He's been I listen. I could just run out for layups and dunks. LeBron layup James. Here comes the freight train. I don't need to play defense. I could just wait under the basket for
Who's better than
rebounds.
LeBron all time?
Everybody.
Let me ask you a question, Lee.
Not a
I want
single
back to Shaq real quick. Do you consider Kevin Garnett a top 20 player of all time?
I would
Probably outside of that, right?
I would give KG. That's a good question. I would give KG top 30 just to be like nice. Like I mean, like because I did like KG.
I like
KG was
too,
one of my.
He's probably 20 to 30. He's probably in that range. Who's better at basketball, Kevin Garnett or Shaq?
Kevin Garnett. I mean, but
that's my point about Shaq. Kevin Garnett's clearly better than Shaq, and Kevin Garnett's not even in the top 20.
Okay, so that's my point, though. Wait,
I mean, but he's not. But everything is not what you are. It's about what you produce.
Hold on. If you're saying Kevin Garnett is the better basketball player of all time than Shaq, simply based on how he plays the game of basketball, then LeBron James is a better basketball player than anybody to ever exist.
No, he's not.
You just proved my point. LeBron James in his career has averaged 25+ points per game for every single season of his career outside of his rookie season.
That's cute.
And he's averaged 7+ rebounds, 7+ assists.
That's
robbed
cute.
of a depoy. He has.
No, he didn't.
3 more. Yes, he did.
No, he didn't.
The guy that won Defensive Player of the Year didn't even make an all-defensive team. Stop it.
That's
Stop
okay.
it.
That's
Stop
right.
it.
That's all right.
That doesn't even logistically make sense.
Yeah, no, yes it does.
And
yes,
the only reason why he doesn't even have 2 or 3 more MVPs is because the league didn't want him to go over.
No, he's not. He doesn't have it because he's trash.
No,
he's trash. No, he's garbage.
Won it the year that he.
LeBron is easily garbage. He's a media prop that been pushed, bro. Yes.
6'8" freight train that's played 22
years. He's a 6'8" freight train that only knows how to live on the fast break and cherry picks all day.
So why is Michael Jordan better than him?
Michael Jordan is better than him because he perfected all aspects of the game that he didn't come into the league great at. Bro. Like in terms of a mid-range game, he perfected that. In terms of playing out of the post, he perfected that. In terms of guarding on ball, he perfected that. In terms of playing within sets and playing within a half-court set, he perfected that. In terms of playing off ball, he perfected that. In terms of just natural ability alone, bro. Like the Michael Jordan that we seen from 1984 from 1993 was arguably one of the best athletes in the history of sports.
That's sick.
Easily, there's no debating that at all, bro. Like the shit that he was doing. Like just off of athleticism alone, he perfected that.
Okay, so
and then you look at the intangibles, and then look at all the other stuff that you can measure. He perfected that. The stat sheet goes to it. The stat sheet year by year, playoffs, regular season, by team versus matchups against other top players. He perfected that. He's always outperformed them. There's no point in Michael Jordan's career where he was ever outdone by Joe Johnson or by Paul Pierce or by Kobe Bryant or by any of these other players that have outperformed LeBron James when it comes to head-to-head matchups. He will never be outperformed by Carmelo Anthony. He will never be outperformed by D Wade. He will never be outperformed by Kyrie Irving. He will never be outperformed by Anthony Davis. Michael Jordan, bro, like and listen and.
No,
I don't have a GOAT because I don't own animals.
Point that makes any
obviously,
sense.
But the GOAT, if we want to pair a GOAT, I think it's stupid enough to have this conversation. But Michael Jordan has leapfrogged in record-setting time over his contemporaries.
Never.
He's leapfrogged.
Who was guarding Michael Jordan? Who was the best defender back then? Tell me, so this way I can laugh. Gary Payton, Isaiah Thomas, Joe Dumars, guys who were 2, 3, 4 inches smaller than Michael Jordan, whose main priority of his game was athleticism at 6'5" and a post game. His defenders sucked. He played against nobodies. Kobe Bryant didn't enter the league until the year that he got suspended for gambling. Michael Jordan is fucking nothing. Kobe Bryant with 1 more ring is a better player than Michael Jordan is. LeBron James is on a tier of his own. It's not even close. The guy has ruled 3 eras of basketball. Ruled. Entered the league averaging 20. Won Rookie of the Year. Has had 25+ points per game every single year of his career outside of his rookie year and this past season at the age of 40.
I do want to put this out there. Kareem was the best player of the Kareem era.
He left.
Kareem was the best player of the Kareem era. Michael was the best player of the Michael era. And Kobe was the best player of the LeBron era.
Kobe and LeBron aren't in the same era.
Okay, then Steph was the best player of the LeBron era.
Descendants of Michael Jordan. And the only reason why you never got to see the prime end years of Jordan versus Kobe is because he ditched the game of basketball because he got caught for gambling on basketball games and was going to get suspended.
All right, look, if you
He
don't, I don't want to
didn't
get into
retire.
Mike. Mike hasn't played a game of basketball in 25 years.
Yeah, and he
right?
dodged LeBron by retiring the year before him too. He's a
Yeah, that's
bum.
why he was scared of LeBron, who was like 17 years old at that time. That's
17
why.
There's reports out there that LeBron at the age of 16 had beaten Jordan in a game of basketball or some shit and dominated him.
I don't know. There is look, if you want to say LeBron James is better at basketball than Michael Jordan, that's fine. I'm not even going to argue with you, right?
I mean, is it even close?
Better, no. Greater is like I always say. Jesse Owens is the greatest track star of all time.
LeBron James with a bunch of me's versus Michael Jordan with a bunch of me's. Who is winning that game of basketball?
Well, that's interesting because Michael's just going to score all the. That's actually closer than who's a better basketball player because if it's 5 me's and Michael, I'm just going to give the ball to Michael and let him play LeBron.
Yeah, I'm giving the ball to Bron the entire time.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, that's a fair. I don't know. That's closer though, right? Like if you want to just say
6'8", 250-pound specimen versus 6'5", high flyer, frail, skinny Michael.
He's not frail or skinny, and he's 6'6".
He entered the league at 180 pounds. He entered the league at Ja Morant.
But we're talking about peak Michael. So Michael from 89 to 93, the peak version of Michael Jordan. It was a sturdy guy. No, he wasn't built like Bron, but nobody is.
No, he was probably slightly lesser built than Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards probably has a bit more muscle.
Oh yeah, but Edwards has a better body than him for sure.
But that's what I'm saying. Why is this even like a debate? There's no debate between Bron and Jordan.
Isn't who's better, it's who's greater. And like I say, Jesse Owens is the greatest track star of all time. Now, track is an easy sport. You just look at their times. Everyone on today's Olympic team smokes Jesse Owens, but he's still the greatest, right? So the sport evolves. Jesse Owens is the greatest because he won all the time.
Always going to be passed, though. That's my thing. There's no such thing as a greatest just because they were the first, and then that's them forever. You're going to be outbeaten at some point. Like Wayne Gretzky was the best player of all time. You can now make the debate that Alex Ovechkin is.
I don't know, but let me make my point.
You can
right?
do it with baseball too. Babe Ruth was considered the greatest player of all time, right? Okay, now you're talking about guys like
Joe Montana is. Let me make a football comparison. Joe Montana is greater than Josh Allen. Josh Allen's clearly better than Joe Montana.
Well, I mean, you're talking about a guy who doesn't even have any of the form of accolades that Montana has.
If we're comparing two guys and we're checking boxes and we're scouting, Josh Allen and Joe Montana.
Is Josh Allen the better football player?
Yeah.
Yeah. But
that's what I'm saying.
But I could agree with that standpoint if Josh Allen right now currently had 2 rings. Like if Allen had 2 rings right now and Montana finished his career with 4, okay, then you can make the debate. But Allen hasn't won a single thing.
But what you're doing is Michael dominated his era better than LeBron dominated his. And that's why
I wouldn't agree with that.
Okay.
I think in terms of the individual player, Bron has dominated his era 2 eras, maybe even 3, better than Jordan did. But when you're talking about from a team perspective, LeBron was never the super team. It was always Jordan that was the super team. There was not a single team that matched up anywhere near of what they had. And it took Jordan how many years before he got out of the first round? And who helped him do that? Scottie Pippen, if I'm not mistaken. Am I right? It was your era.
I don't even. Yeah.
But that's my point, right? Bron made
Michael
a final
Jordan
with
was so far and ahead, the best player of his era. Like if 89 to 93, which I say is the best version of Jordan, right? The one before he retired the first time for a year and a half. I
like Ray Sean's point right here, where he says rings don't determine individual greatness. I completely agree
because
if we're basing everything off of rings, Bill Russell's the greatest basketball player of all time. So my MJ lovers can go fuck themselves because it's literally that easy to have that debate.
I hate the conversation where this guy won more. Yeah, well, all situations aren't the same, right? Like, but my point is. I forget. Michael Jordan dominated his era. There was no one close to Michael in that era, right?
There was nobody close to Bron between 2010 and 2018. Not even close.
2015 and on, Steph was better. So what you're talking, and from 2010 to 2012, Kobe.
But how are we going to say?
So what you're talking about, 2013 to 2015.
But what backs up that statement that Steph was better?
He beat him all the time.
Okay, what were the team comparisons? That's my point.
I'd say
That's my
they're pretty
point.
comparable.
The super team versus LeBron. It was never the super team versus
no,
Jordan. It was the Jordan super team versus everyone else.
So what you're using? What years? 2012. You said
I said 2010 up until 2000 and we'll say 18. That was probably Bron's best years, and that's not even counting the years that he dragged Gauskas to the finals. What was it, in 07 that we proved, or 06 in his fourth year in the league? He did something that Jordan never did, which was get out of the first round before having any form of help. So LeBron already beat him in the early stages of his career. Well, the only thing that Jordan has on LeBron all time is points per game averages. Gee, I wonder why. He was getting guarded by a bunch of 6'1" guys and 6'11" guys who couldn't guard the perimeter.
That's not
Joe Dumars, Gary Payton, Isaiah Thomas. Those are probably his three biggest competitors in terms of defensive matchups, correct?
We're talking about
all
the
three
East.
Are below 6'4".
Gary Payton is 6'4". Clyde
Gary
Drexler
Payton's
was
like 6'2".
He's 6'4". We could look it up. Gary Payton is 6'4".
He's not 6'4".
Clyde Drexler was the same size as Jordan.
And Clyde Drexler was a primary offensive player, correct?
He was, but he was a two-way. He's a two-way guy the same way Anthony Edwards is a two-way guy. Yes, he's there for his offense, but he defends his position above average.
That's my thing, though, right? He had no major competitor in terms of a matchup defensively. Not one.
That speaks to his greatness, Dylan. That no one even signed his shoes speaks to his greatness.
No, but that speaks to the time and error.
You switch Jordan's
careers, and if you completely flip them, LeBron probably has the same amount of rings, if not more. And statistically, probably puts up more points per game than Jordan did. Jordan put up more points per game. Yes, Jordan put up more points per game on more volume shooting and more free throws average per game. So you want to say that LeBron plays in the soft era, but he's averaged less free throws per game throughout his entire career than Jordan.
No, but like
I will agree with you that Jordan was heavily favored in terms of the whistle among other players. I will agree with you at that aspect, but. Let's be honest, bro. Like most of the whistles that he got, other than the ticky-tacky fouls, bro, like when he was like an in the paint player, because that's what he predominantly was during from 84 to 93, he earned that. He was finishing in traffic at 6'6", 195 pounds.
Yeah, but we just proved that point, though. Can you name me the three best defenders of his era?
The three best defenders of his era?
That guarded him. Or you can just say guards. We'll give you guards because there really wasn't many shooting guards back then that even had the capacity to be a top 25 player of that era, outside of Clyde Drexler, who we just stated was an all-offensive player primarily.
Yeah.
So what you have, Joe Dumars, how tall was he? 6'3", 6'4"?
I say 6'3", 6'4", with sneakers on.
Gary Payton Sr. was 6'4".
Gary Payton, who was 6'4", who was just smaller.
Who was 6'1". Okay.
I wouldn't look at Zeke as a defender. I would probably look more at
was the third better defender.
I would probably go with maybe Michael Cooper, but that's the 80s. That's the early portion of Jordan's career.
89 to 93, I said, is Jordan's best years.
This is my point. You're talking about an era that barely had talent. You had 10, 15 great players, and outside of that, everybody was bums. Tony Kukoc is one of your best players in the Bulls, and he was a bum.
All right. So we hold on. Wait. So Dylan, you're taxing just the comp. That's what you're taxing right now.
If you're talking about the comparison of competition, level of play, players that they matched up against, and finals opponents, yes, LeBron is 10 times better in every aspect of the game. LeBron went up against two dynasties in San Antonio and Golden State. He beat each of them. He's had every matchup that he's had in the finals has been harder outside of Dallas, which is one of the worst losses ever. That I'll give you. But
hang on, time out. Let me say something real quick. Dylan, if you want to give Bron credit for beating Golden State, even though they beat him 3 times, then you got to give Jordan the same credit for beating Detroit. Even though they beat him 3 times.
I'm talking about 2 dynasties that he's faced.
Jordan beat us. Detroit was a dynasty. Jordan beat him. He did.
The Eastern Conference Finals. That's not a finals.
So what?
What do you mean? So what? The prize of a season is supposed to be the finals. If the hardest,
in order to get to the finals, you got to win what, Dylan? You can't get to the finals unless you win what?
If the hardest matchup you're going to face is the Eastern Conference Finals, you're getting a free ring every year, correct? That was like Golden State coming out of the West.
I don't care where you. I don't care where you play them. You got.
But look, like let's note
comparing that Detroit team to a team like Golden State. That's absurd. The Golden State dynasty is levels ahead of that Detroit.
That's
It's not even close. It's
I
not even
don't
close.
know. I don't listen.
They
They levels
I chill
ahead.
on
They
that.
levels.
How many
I
rings did
chill
that
on
Pistons
that.
dynasty win? How many rings did that Pistons dynasty win?
They won
LeBron
two
didn't
out.
beat
They
the
won
team
two
with
out of
KD.
the.
He
They
beat
was
the team
supposed. Hold on, wait. Let's note
I
that.
chill on that.
Yeah,
Dylan.
I mean, let's be honest. You replace Michael
Let's
Jordan with
hold
LeBron
wait.
in that situation where you're playing
Dylan,
Steph Clay
just
in their primes. Who's winning?
Dylan. I just want to
Not
put
Jordan.
this. Dylan, I just want to put this on your mind, bro. Like in 88. Excuse me, 1987. What was it? 88, bro. They was up 3-2 on the Lakers, bro. They called a phantom foul on Kareem, who made the free throw. That was supposed to be the first team to three-peat. If you really want to be honest, the Pistons
that
team
was ridiculous.
that Pistons team was supposed to be the first team to
But my
three-peat. If you
point is,
really want
how
to be
many
honest,
championships did they win in that era? You're
Two
calling them
in
a
a row.
dynasty, but they never won.
They were cheated
they
out of one.
they won two
Yeah.
out. They went to the finals 3 straight times. They won
And
2 out
won
of
2.
3.
All right, and LeBron was a game 1 victory away from changing the entire series if J.R. Smith didn't make a mistake. He was some help away from beating Dallas. Like, come on, you can make excuses for everybody. You can't call a team a dynasty when they didn't win 3 championships within 4 years.
Okay,
So the Pistons are not a dynasty.
that's fine. That's fine. But LeBron,
the Pistons are a runner-up dynasty. That's what we're giving rewards out to.
no. Hold on, wait. Now I'm
You
listen.
said
They
Detroit
beat the
was a dynasty.
Celtics. They beat the Bulls, and
They
they
didn't
beat
beat the
the
Celtics.
Okay. All right. They were okay. They wasn't a
Scotty.
dynasty. They
They
wasn't a
I
dynasty.
disagree.
That's
They were a
fine.
dynasty. It was
They-
just a
I was gonna say
dynasty.
they didn't beat the Celtics until Scotty.
Oh my God! So we really doing this, bro? Scotty was come on, bro.
If you look at their careers in order, LeBron was more successful in the beginning of his career. Yes or no? He made the finals within his first 4 years.
His first 4 years, yes, he did. Yeah,
Who was his
I
second
understand
option?
that.
Gauskas, a non-All-Star.
I understand that, but let's
Boston.
okay, fine. If you want to go do that, we comparing Eastern Conferences to Eastern Conferences. Go look at.
Point is we're comparing.
Wait.
Finals as their greatest opponent ever.
While we still on that subject, bro, LeBron first 4 years, go look at his East and go look at Jordan's first 4 years in the East. I guarantee you.
Who did you have?
No, it was the Celtics. That 1986 team was arguably the best team ever.
What was the year that LeBron made the finals? His first year.
He made the finals in 07.
Okay.
Yes.
2007.
Go remind me who the comp was, bro. They had the Detroit Pistons did not have Ben Wallace when he made that run, bro. Go remind me who the comp was.
I'll look right now.
I guarantee you it wasn't a team close to that Celtics team in '86 in Jordan's first 3-4 years in the league. I guarantee you.
Detroit was the number 1 seed. They had Amir Johnson, Antonio McDyess, Chauncey Billups, Tayshaun Prince, Chris Webber. Who was the 2nd seed?
Nasty.
What do you mean nasty?
Nasty.
You still had Chauncey. You still had
nasty.
Tayshaun Prince. You had Chris Webber.
Go look at that Celtic.
Chris Webber was 5,000 years old. How old was?
Come on, C Webb was. Chris Webber was over. Chris Webber was over. Chris Webber was over, and you know it. Stop it.
No, that's why I said it was towards the end of his career. But you're talking about a team that had names. You're talking about Cleveland, who had a Gauskas as
yes, and that was LeBron's comp. That was LeBron. That was LeBron's comp in 07. Go back to.
They had Bergani or Andrea Bargnani. They had Chris Bosh. They had Jose Calderon, Chris Humphries. Solid team. Still a better all-around team outside of the name LeBron on it.
Disgusting.
We'll look at the Heat in 07.
Disgusting.
We'll look at the Heat in 07. The Heat in 07 had Shaquille O'Neal, Dwayne Wade, Alonzo Mourning.
That was the defending champions by the way.
Say more there.
Yeah, and they were washed too. They got swept in the first round by that year. I remember that. Next.
That's 5 names that I just gave you on that team.
Okay.
Chicago Bulls.
Yeah. Think about it. Yeah.
Was that the Joakim Noah era?
No, it wasn't.
Look, I think you're both right. The East was terrible, but he still got through the East. You have to give him credit for that. He carried the East.
Now, let's go look at Jordan's Eastern Conference, bro. In his 4th season, I can guarantee you 2 championship teams.
My point isn't the fact of the Eastern Conferences. They were both shitty. The point is that one player got out of it, the other player couldn't by himself. LeBron did it by himself.
Listen, if that's what you want to say, that's fine. But if we're arguing comp, the comp is not the same. That
The comp
Celtics
of the
team.
Eastern Conferences, you can maybe say aren't the same. But again, the finals matchups.
What
is
do
how
you mean
win
maybe
championships.
not the same? No, it's not maybe. It's not. What are we talking about? It's not the same. That Celtics team, bro, and Jordan's fourth.
You're comparing LeBron James at the age of 18, 19, 20, and 21 years old. Comparing the Eastern Conference levels of difficulty.
Yes, and
Still
I'm talking.
kid, and he was the best player.
Stay on topic. I'm talking about their fourth year in the league. Jordan's fourth year to LeBron's fourth year. Go look at who LeBron played.
Dynasty has 3 rings in 4 years. Every single person who ever describes a dynasty of all time, you have to win 3 championships.
3 championships of 5. All right, I'm not arguing that. I'm not arguing that. I'm not arguing that. I'm not arguing that.
03 and 05.
I'm not arguing that. No. They got 03, 05, and 07. So they got 3 rings in like 6 years or something.
That's still 5 seasons, though. 3, 4,
yeah, that's still 5 seasons. Yeah, it is. Yeah, so technically they are. So listen, I'm not arguing that. My argument was LeBron's fourth year, which was 07, and Jordan's fourth year, which was 87 or 88, whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
I can guarantee you that the Pistons during that time, during Jordan's time, and the Celtics during Jordan's time was light years better than any competition in the East that LeBron played against. I can guarantee you. So please, miss me with this whole Eastern Conference is close shit. The Celtics and the Pistons will run in the East, and Jordan.
We didn't even talk about Philly. Philly was so sick when Jordan came into the league. But they just
no. Philly was before Jordan came in the league because they got Barkley and they tried to build the team around him. So I'm not counting Philly.
Okay, Barkley and Jordan came in the league same year, same draft class.
Yes, they came in the same
year. Look at that team that Barkley went to. It's got Dr. J, Moses Malone, Maurice Cheeks, and Andrew Toney.
But no, them dudes was on their way out. So I'm not counting.
That's true. Okay, fine.
LeBron and Jordan were both probably on one of the worst teams in basketball when they entered the league. Can we all agree on that?
Yes.
Jordan's team was way worse though. Look at Jordan's team. It's so bad. Bro, I'm not even biased.
In terms of personnel, Jordan's team was way worse.
I'm biased for
Can you give me 6 names on that roster without going on Google? Can you give me 6 names on that roster when Jordan showed up to the Bulls? You can't.
Charles Oakley and 5 guys.
Hold on, I was gonna say, wait, hold on. Are we talking about the rookie roster?
Yes, the rookie roster. You can't. You can't without going on Google.
Didn't they have oh my God, what's his name? I'm going blank.
They didn't have Horace Grant, and they didn't have Scottie Pippen.
They didn't have any.
And they didn't have Bill Cartwright.
So bad.
Scottie coming into the league.
And they didn't have Charles Oakley neither.
They had Oakley. Well, that was the same team. They came on the same year.
Green, Wes Matthews. Who else did they have? Wasn't there like an Orlando Woodridge or something?
Orlando Woolridge. Yeah, that's one.
It's a bunch of nobodies. I don't disagree with that. I'm not saying that Jordan's team was great entering the league. I'm saying that both of their teams sucked.
Horrible.
Both of their teams, they were both put in equal positions on one of the worst teams in basketball. Correct?
Similar. I would say Jordan's is worse, but they're similar.
Okay, so when you say that you can't compare era when it comes to defensive matchups with Jordan because he was just levels ahead of everybody and we have to praise him, why does that make a difference if the Eastern Conference was weaker during LeBron's era? He still made a finals before him and carried a horrible team to the finals. So
yes, he did. Yes, he did. But he did that. But he did that in the Eastern Conference, which was more wide open.
And MJ's success came from not being guarded by a single top 25 player of all time.
Oh boy.
Who was he guarded by that's a top 25 player of all time?
That's a top 25 player of all time, bro.
Tell me. LeBron played against 25 of those guys. He played against Kevin Durant. He played against Kawhi Leonard. I mean, all of these players play of his position.
So hold on, wait. If we name a top 25 player of all time, what we have to do is look at who was top 25 players, bro, from 1984 to 1998.
We're talking about an all-time list, top 25 players.
We can't do that because we so
because there was nobody.
No. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why that question. And let me tell you why that question got holes in it. Because we so many years removed from who was top 25 players by the time Jordan's career was over in 2003. That's what we so many years removed from that. So you gotta don't get me wrong. In the past 20 years,
Kevin Durant and LeBron James are still playing basketball, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Are they considered top 15 players of all time?
Yeah, they are. But so is Kobe Bryant. So is Shaquille O'Neal. So is Tim Duncan.
Are who they are. Michael
but you
Jordan,
have
Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal,
you
Tim
have
Duncan,
you
all of these guys haven't played in years.
yeah,
They're still on the top
but
30
they
list,
did
correct?
but they didn't play. Not all of them played in the Jordan era either. Like
Wait,
the
so did
Jordan.
Shaq. Does that mean Shaq's the best player of all time?
Shaq, I mean,
Shaq.
no. Shaq is the only one that played in the Jordan era. It's so many players from the
No.
past
Nate
20.
mentioned that he changed the rules of the sport. Every player that's great changes the rules of the sport. James Harden has changed the rules of the sport. Does that mean he's a top 5 player of all time? No. Next question.
No.
I mean, come on. What are we talking about here?
Listen, all I'm saying is, bro, like when you try to go to the comp argument, it's dead because
Does the
Jordan.
skill of the player guarding you not matter? You can play against Walmart employees, but if you average 35 and have 6 rings, you're the greatest player of all time.
Bro,
that's
what's
not
that
Walmart?
Walmart? Like that's what we doing.
Those are the best players.
Oh
Dylan,
my God,
in the
bro.
history of the
Dylan,
NBA that was in the
stop.
top 30
Yeah,
of all
Michael
time.
Dylan, you would have had a better. Dylan, you would have had a better argument had you said if Jordan played in the zone defense era, bro. He probably would have had it a lot much harder. If you would have just said that, bro. If you would have just said that, if you would have just said, if Jordan played in the zone era, in the era where zone defenses was implemented, bro, he probably wouldn't have won 6 rings.
You guys are fighting for your lives, but you're still dodging the question. Has a top 30 player of all time guarded Michael Jordan? No. No, because his era was shit.
His era wasn't shit.
His era was shit.
He
had a bunch of undersized guards guarding him, or a bunch of bigs that couldn't guard the fucking perimeter. There's no such thing as absurd athleticism and positionless basketball. You have 7'5" Victor Wembanyama who can guard the perimeter today. You didn't have that with Shaq. You didn't have that with fucking Luke Longley. Like
you had it with Akeem Olajuwon.
One player. So there's the anomaly.
Okay, all right. So you name one anomaly. I'll name one anomaly.
When was he guarding Michael Jordan? Show me a clip.
Listen.
Show me a clip.
He was guarding him at the basket.
Yeah.
Show me the clip. I gotta see a clip.
When
I got a clip of Barkley guarding Michael Jordan.
When Jordan, I guarantee you,
he was like what 6'6", 6'7". He was an undersized 4.
I guarantee you, when Jordan went to the basket.
Player of all time, though.
I guarantee you, when Jordan went to the basket, Hakeem Olajuwon was there. He's arguably a top 10 player of all time.
Okay, and again, how many of those points resulted in actual baskets? Or was he just going to the free throw line? You were watching that era. You could tell me. Because like you said, Michael Jordan had the whistle, unlike LeBron's ever had.
I mean, listen, it is what it is, bro. Like, listen, it wasn't like Jordan wasn't going in there at 6'6", 195 pounds. When the paint was packed, LeBron James at 6'8", 250 pounds was not trucking in there. We seen 2011. You want me to remind you?
What do you mean? He was jumping over players. He was dunking on.
No, he wasn't.
Players left and right. What do you mean?
Yeah, he dunked on a couple of Europeans, but when there was some real shot blockers in there, he didn't go in the paint. A la 2011.
You're bringing up 1 year, probably one game. Like
he never went in there when there was no real shot blockers. What are we talking about?
Athletic freak LeBron James, who does whatever he wants.
No, he doesn't do whatever he wants. He does whatever's available. That's what he does. He's an opportunity.
You just told me that his game was very limited at the first 10 years of his career. You were saying that his game was limited, that he wasn't outside shooting the floor. He was just running and dunking. Those are your words.
When he
was clearly dunking on people.
He wasn't clearly dunking on people. He was faster than everybody. He was beating people up the court with his speed.
He was faster than everybody, like Michael Jordan was, which is why you consider him to be such an athletic freak of his time.
But the difference is, hold on. But the difference is when Jordan was not shying away from nothing in a half-court set. LeBron James has always been an opportunist scorer. He's always been that. Like Jordan was
the guy who has the most points of all time.
That's because he played 20-something years.
Who isn't even a score-first player?
That's because he played 20-something years, bro. Like,
he got the most points of all time, and he wasn't even a score-first player. Dylan, who was a score-first player.
Yeah, he was a score-first player, but he only played 13.
Score every time. That's like Anthony.
But hold on. The mic is on. Jordan only played 12 full seasons of basketball. The other seasons, remember, he got hurt in his second year. And then the Wizards years, bro, like he got hurt in them years. So realistically, bro, like if you're on the court like LeBron James and you're taking like 10 to 20 defensive possessions off and you just rebounding and running up the court and you
How are you gonna
faster than
say that he
everybody.
didn't defensive possessions off? He was a key defender throughout his entire career up until he
No,
got
he
robbed
was
of
not.
the decoy. He's even admitted it.
He wasn't. He was
He
not.
was always a top tier defender.
No,
up
no,
until
he
the year
wasn't.
that
He
got
was
robbed of
not.
the
He was
decoy.
never a top tier defender. He was always
was.
getting. No, he
Yeah,
wasn't.
He made all
like,
defensive
he
first
played
team the year that he
defense,
lost his
but he's
decoy.
He
never
only made.
ever
He
gone
only
to the
made
best player
all
on the other
defensive
team,
first
ever.
game, bro. 5 years out of
Who?
22. That's not
Okay,
good.
my point being, he made all defensive team. You just said 5 times. The year that he made all defensive first team, he got robbed of decoy to a guy that didn't even make all defensive second team. Like,
He
come
didn't
on,
get.
what are we
He did. He
comparing
didn't
here?
get.
He did his job.
He
What is
didn't
gonna
get
say?
robbed. No, he didn't. Everybody keeps saying that he didn't get
I mean,
robbed because
logistically, if a guy doesn't make an all-defensive team, how do you win an award over a guy who made all-defensive team?
First,
There's
Yeah,
no
but
logic
to
behind it.
be fair,
There's no
Dwayne
logic
Wade was
behind
was the best defender on the Heat. If you don't believe me, go watch the tape. He guards the best player every game. So
exactly.
if
Okay, so
anyone
if
should
you're one
have
of the
got
best
that award, it should
defenders,
have been
you should
Wade,
be on
not
a defensive
LeBron.
team. So that
Come
okay,
on, bro.
that's my point.
Shane Battier was doing most of the heavy lifting defensively on that team, bro. LeBron was out there for weak side help. That's what he was out there
What
for.
was the year that he
He's
got
right.
robbed?
LeBron's never guarded the best player on the other team.
Never. Not even early in his
first
career.
run with Cleveland, ever.
And every
What was
time
the
he
year
did,
that
and
he
every
should have won
time
the
he
championship?
did, Carmelo got the best of him. Paul Pierce got the best of him. Joe Johnson got the best of him. Kobe got the best
All right,
of
the
him.
year that he
Every
finished
three-level
second
scorer
player
got
of
the
the
best
year.
of him. Please. Like, let's stop talking about these years, man. I'm off this conversation, man. LeBron's a bum.
I do gotta wrap this. I got way longer. I'll let you guys finish though. No.
I'm good. I've said
I'm-
all of
I'm
my
definitely
points. There's
good.
not even a debate to it.
It really ain't. LeBron is definitely a bum. He's always has been. So, like, I'm like, everybody knows that.
This sounds like somebody who can't get over a guy who got caught for gambling.
I'm-
Missed out on 2 years of his career.
Nah, he actually didn't. His dad died. His dad got killed.
He got
and-
caught for suspending on basketball games.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. No, he
He was
didn't.
going to get suspended.
No,
from
he
the league
didn't.
For a year.
No,
yes.
he didn't.
My
No, he
mom is
didn't.
a huge Michael Jordan fan, and she's even openly admitted it. The reports were all out there from back in the day.
Oh,
He got caught
well,
for- he got caught for gambling on basketball games, like an
No, he
idiot.
didn't.
Yes,
No,
he
he
is
didn't.
because he's a fucking gambling and
No, he
alcoholic.
didn't.
Yes, he is.
No, he didn't.
He's got
No, he
all
didn't.
these bullshit
No, he didn't.
issues.
No, he
and
didn't.
That's the reason why he was going to get suspended. Yes.
No, he
take a
didn't.
look
No, he
at him
didn't.
now.
No, you can look it up all you want. They're wrong. So, like, Google is not always right. Stop going to
That's-
ChatGPT.
You saying that it's wrong is like Cam Thomas fans, like Breezy, coming in and saying that we're wrong for saying that he's not worth $30 million.
It's not the
You
same.
just
No,
proved-
that's not the same. That's not
yes,
the same.
that is. It's because you like.
No,
the
it's not.
person.
No, I'm
Your favorite
not
player
even
of
a
all
Jordan
time.
fan.
That's great. That you
I'm
have
not
a
even a
favorite player
Jordan.
of
No,
all
I'm not
time.
even a Jordan fan at
Yeah,
all.
I'm not
bro.
a
Like,
Jordan fan either.
I'm not a Jordan fan at all, bro. Like, but I can't like we can't dispute the undisputable, bro. Like, it's been people in the media and in social media that's been trying to overlap Jordan, bro, and they can't. And they try to find ways to do it, and they always run into a fucking dead end. They always do it, and Dylan is no different. Show, appreciate you guys. Thank you.
All right.
You guys
Dylan,
have been awesome, bro. By the way,
I appreciate you. I gotta wrap this. Guys.
Yeah, you guys have been awesome. Yeah.
It's,
Dylan. Hope for sure that we I'm actually looking forward to Ivy, bro. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you. I think
I
Ivy.
hope it happens.
I actually do hope it happens, but if we want to be a winning team, we got to go get Zach Edey, and we got to go get him now.
Oh,
So
Jesus Christ. Listen, I'm going to end it with this. LeBron's played the tougher finals opponent.
nobody cares,
LeBron's the best player of all time.
and he's still a bum.
It's not even close.
He's still a bum.
This all
Not even
started
close.
because Leaf asked me about Shaq. That's where this came from.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how the Shaq most overrated player of all time came in, bro. I'm definitely not doing that. I will put LeBron James as the most overrated before I ever put Shaq as the. Like, just the overrated.
The way you think
bro.
LeBron's overrated is the way I think Shaq is overrated.
I mean, well, you gotta be overrated, bro. It's Burger King James, bro. I know we're
gonna wrap. That's the other. I was gonna say I know we're wrapping it up, but that's the other problem too. You got people in the Jordan era who won't even give credit to LeBron of being a top 3 player. I'm still sitting here saying Jordan's the top 3 player of all time. He's just not better than LeBron. It's basic fact.
Is he a top 3 player of all time? No, he's not. He's not.
No, LeBron is definitely. I would give LeBron.
I would give LeBron.
I would give LeBron.
I don't hate LeBron. I've defended him here. I've said he's.
I'm hesitant to give LeBron top 10 just because of all the other cheerleaders, bro.
Yeah, that's like because of all the what?
all the other cheerleaders that come online and try to front line for him, bro. Like I'm hesitant to give him top 10, and I got him in the top 10 for
Yeah,
sure.
see, that's why people my age hate Jordan fans, because everybody claims the 6 rings. He never lost in the finals. Okay, well, Bill Russell has 15 of those bitches. So Bill Russell's the best of all time.
Dylan, just to end it off, we got to remember how this all started. This all started with the media pundits on regular media and on national media and on social media that decided that, you know what, they just woke up one day and just decided, you know what, Jordan ain't the best of all time. It's LeBron.
Nobody
LeBron
I'm going to leave it like this, right?
Nobody ever put LeBron ahead of Jordan up until the last year that he won that championship, the 3-1 comeback. That was when people finally started admitting there was even a chance of LeBron.
Hang on.
And all of those people on social media and on the internet. The internet is making LeBron feel important. He's not.
People ask me, is Floyd the greatest fighter of all time? Well, Floyd, in his prime, crossed over in the same prime as Roy Jones for several years. And no one ever asked, is Floyd as good as Roy? Of course he's not. In that same breath, LeBron and Kobe both had their prime for many years in the same era. Nobody ever asked, is LeBron as good as Kobe? Of course he's not.
LeBron surpassed Kobe after his second MVP.
That's so insane.
That's definitely not true.
Everybody
no one else said that.
Definitely not true.
Hold on. What was the last
he's
year?
not even better than Kobe.
Hold on. Let me just ask a question. What was the last year Kobe won an MVP, and then what was LeBron's first?
08.
08. Okay, so let's see. NBA player rankings 08. I'm just gonna look at a couple of them, just to see.
So we just going by player rankings. Oh my God, this is sickening.
That's he's not better than Steph either.
Oh wow!
Top 10 players in the
I don't have Steph top 10, so I mean,
top 10 players in the 08 season. This is
I don't think I am.
But I'll pick something else after. LeBron was 1, Kobe was 2. I'll go to a different one just to see if there's.
I gotta go. Make this.
Yeah, definitely. But I'll see you guys later, man. The great show, bro. Yeah.
I'm sure we'll do this again next time Shaquille O'Neal's name comes up. But appreciate you. I gotta run. Dylan, Leaf, thank y'all so much. July 22nd, 2025, from Texas to the world. Thank y'all.
Yeah, man. Definitely got a lot of stuff going on in Texas, man. I'm brand new life, man. Brand new leaf. Oh, well, not brand new, but I mean, you know. Yeah. I'm gonna try to get